Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto Reincarnation of Hamura Part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for Part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. It wasn't supposed to be like this. They were brothers, they are brothers. Indra, please, he yelled in a desperate plea. Listen to me. Indra Otsutsuki, eldest of Hagoromo, the sage of six paths, with eyes that could see all and the mind of an amazing scholar, revered throughout the entire land for his power and grace. Not to mention a brother. A loved brother, who understood the bond brothers held. And yet he still chose to break those bonds. He was surrounded by a monolithic armor made of black energy. It radiated the power of his life, chakra, in immense waves. The only thing that could match it was the adjacent figure, an equally as large, more obscure figure of white. It was not shaped in the hard, traditional armor the Indra had. It was free-flowing, adapting to what came its way. Those were once subtle differences between the two. Speak to me. Indra looked at him straight in the eyes. Ashura, he said in a painfully quiet tone, fight me. Ashura Otsutsuki, second born to Hagoromo, the sage of six paths, with the heart of his father and a will to achieve whatever he wanted. Known all throughout the land for his charity and sympathy, helping those who needed it. Subtle differences that are now great canyons separating them. Why are you doing this? Ashura yelled for the umpteenth time. Is this about me becoming heir? You can have it. I do not want it if it means losing you. Both him and Indra knew that if Ashura truly meant to give up the heir to the six paths, then he wasn't ready to begin with. No. This is not about father's title. I do not care for that, Indra said. I simply see how the world must evolve, and you are interfering with that. With what? The world needs order, Indra yelled with sudden passion. People are murdering each other, raping each other, hurting each other. They need someone to guide them, to take them onto the right path. Then let us do it together. No. Indra shook his head. You do not have the steel to punish those who deserves it. To be the fear that keeps the people's eyes forward. People like you are the reason the world is like this. Letting the horrible people go with nothing but a slap to the wrist. They need someone to eliminate the evil from the world. No matter how many must fall. Who taught Indra to blame? To be selfish? To be evil? It was not their father, he taught them better than that. Who could teach these things to Indra? Then Brother Ashura could feel his heart sinking. I promise I'll take care of your family. No. I promise. Indra was many things. He was a teacher, a student, a helper, a traveler, a son, a brother, a father, a husband. But once a person becomes a corpse, all those previous titles become null. It wasn't an easy battle, of even particularly long. It was just a battle. Slice there. Stab there. Block that. Find that opening. Ashura just sat at the hole his brother was laying in. Indra hated all the stupid details of a funeral. Just bury me, he used to say, thinking his death was much farther away than it actually was. The fight didn't feel eventful. Ashura knew it was supposed to. He knew that it was supposed to end with him cradling his brother's body, Indra whispering a few final words before Ashura cried into the sky. But it was simply a stab, and then a dead body hitting the ground. How dull for a battle between two strongest beings on the planet. Hello, Ashura. Ashura felt shocked, but couldn't express it. Was Indra the only one who died? He felt pretty dead. He turned around. Uncle Hamura, what are you doing here? Hamura Otsutsuki, brother of Hagoromo, the sage of six paths. One of the first two to be born with chakra, with power that even Ashura couldn't imagine. Known for slaying the Jubi and bringing stability to a dying world. And a resident of the moon, something he and his brother created. Traveling from the moon to the earth took time and energy, something that restricted frequent travel. He had a reason to be here. Hamura looked grave. Indra was a good man. Did you see him at the end? Ashura questioned. Rabid about ruling the world. That was not him. Ashura just waited for him to elaborate. When we defeated my mother, we noticed something shoot off from her, Hamura started, referring to him and Hagoromo. We spent time looking for it, but not a single trace was found. We assumed it was just a rouge spark of power. My mother had a rather explosive demise, but we always kept an eye open. I assume that whatever it was you guys saw has resurfaced. Hamura nodded. Yes, some sort of offspring my mother created. It must have been the one to seduce Indra with darkness. Ashura felt an anger flame up inside of him. The beast that ruined his brother was out there. Can we find it? Ashura asked. I have a few ideas of where, Hamura replied with a nod. In terms of tracking the beast, Ashura knew Hamura operated in ways not even he could understand. Best to let Hamura keep his means to himself. Uncle, do you have any idea what exactly is the thing we are hunting? It was a tad late to ask, but to say the situation was out of hand would be an understatement. I have heard whispers, Hamura told him. Nothing but small noises in the wind, Zetsu. Zetsu. The name of a soon-to-be corpse. Ashura knew they arrived when the stench hit him. Bodies, rotting bodies. Multiple bodies. The smell alone could deter animals of all sizes, humans no exception. They were still in a forest, but in front of them was a small rocky outcropping with a cave inside of it. Very well concealed, it would be impossible to see if there was not any indication it was there. The smell was the indication. Do you see anything? Ashura asked quietly. Hamura had his white eyes activated. Ashura did not know the true extent of what it could see, but he knew Hamura had eyes that actually focused more on sight than his father's Rinnegan. I do not see anyone inside, Hamura told him. Follow me. Ashura complied and followed his uncle inside of the cave. He could not avoid gagging as he walked into the cave. The smell had intensified tenfold. With watery eyes, Ashura could only stare in shock of what he saw. Humans. Desecrated humans. Men, women, children, there was no prejudice in whatever this beast was doing. Ashura looked at the freshest body that laid in the middle of the room. The skin was still the original color, it could not have been hours since it had died. Uncle, they were eaten. Hamura wrinkled his nose in disgust. Apparently the beast who did this cannot finish his meals, he commented with disgust. Ashura noticed the closest thing to a table in the cave. He approached it and looked at the contents it held. Some sort of stone tablets laid on it. Ashura glanced at the writing and gasped. Uncle, it is making copies of my father's tablets. Hamura frowned and looked at it. It is false information, he commented. It described how my mother is the key to salvation in this world. He wants someone to see this and try to revive Kaguya. Yes, a dark voice said from behind him. Ashura jumped away as the beast stabbed an arm through Hamura. Uncle! The beast kicked Hamura back and chuckled. I used a prototype poison meant to paralyze the Bijou. I think subduing Hamura is worth losing it. Ashura took deep breaths to calm himself. I believe you know my name, the black humanoid figure told him. Zetsu. The last child of Kaguya, the Rabbit Queen. Ashura pointed his shakujo at it. Your plans end today. Honestly, the ability to sneak up on him and Hamura was terrifying. But a beast that hid in the shadows might not have the same prowess in battle. Ashura rushed forward, swiping his staff at Zetsu. Who took the hit? I play no games. Ashura was stabbed from behind. Your arrogance knows no bound. Arrogance? Perhaps. Zetsu chuckled yet again as he started to fade away. I expected the two of you to be thorns in my side, not my dinner tonight. And he was gone just like that. Ashura tried to stand up, but he could feel his chakra and muscles seize up. Whatever poison Zetsu was talking about was unbelievable powerful. Hey Ashura! Hamura suddenly called. He stumbled towards Ashura shakily. Ashura could see the wound on his uncle. It was bad. Very bad. He did not know how Hamura was walking, but he could only guess how long his uncle could last. I can fix this, Hamura slowly spat out. Ashura wished he could reply, but he did not have the energy. I am going to use all my power. Ashura. Do not underestimate him again, I am giving you another chance, take it. And like that the entire world turned white. Ashura did not fully understand what happened. He felt water cover part of his body. He was floating? Ashura slowly stood up and looked around. He was in a giant room, filled with nothing but darkness. He felt a presence behind him and turned around. 9 swaying tails met him. 8-year-old Naruto Uzumaki made his way down the streets of Konoha. He ignored the few stares of resentment being sent his way. He didn't even know why they disliked him. His pranks were hilarious, especially the wild chicken rampage he just caused a few days ago. He had a plastic grocery bag in hand. He had just gotten a few supplies from a small store. The store was very far away from the blonde's apartment, which was why he was currently walking home in the dark. The reason he went so far was because the lady who owned the store was unbelievably nice. She gives him sweets every time he went there. Naruto turned left and made his way into the alley. It was an effective shortcut. "Hey! Blondie!" A slurring voice rang behind him. Naruto turned around. It was some drunks. Some might think that the blonde is about to be beaten, cut, and have his jingles ringed by a bunch of completely straight men who think having pedophilia tendencies is perfect punishment for a small boy. But Naruto actually smiled as he saw them. "Yo, Naruto! What is up?" Naruto shook his head amused. "You guys are a bit too drunk. Nothing is really happening, just walking home." Naruto had no idea why people think drunks are bad. Yes, some might do some things without thinking, but you really get to know someone when they're drunk. The good, the bad, and the ugly all came out. Even though they had scruffy beards, dirty faces, and ripped clothes, it didn't matter because they were honest, nice people. And they have helped Naruto a fair share of times. Naruto waved to them as he walked away. The drunks tumbled around, probably looking for another bar to raid. The blonde looked around his apartment as he entered. It was a small 2-room living space. One of the rooms was the bathroom while the other was his living, dining, sleeping, and cooking room all in one. The apartment wasn't really suited for a grown man, but for a small boy like Naruto it was perfect. He set the groceries down on the table and took out a styrofoam cup of instant ramen, the blonde's favorite food. Eat then sleep. Naruto had school tomorrow and he didn't want to miss it. So, where is a conjugation of we are? Yes, you are getting slang a lot easier than I thought. What? Did you think that I was going to be like thy thou slay thou you foulest beast? Now cometh hither to your demise. Or something like that? Kurama snorted. I remember a lot of people saying that to me, and if I'm right most of them were from your time. Yeah, it was called noble speak. Just a bunch of asshole rich people trying to act even higher than the working class. Actually, Indra spoke like that a little. The fox rolled his eyes. They always taste the best. All the perfume and exotic food gives them a very sweet taste. Ashura raised his eyebrows at his brother. Yes, Kurama was a little intense, but eating someone? That sounds like something Shikaku would do. I don't even think Son would eat humans, and I remember his appetite from father's barbecue like it was yesterday. Kurama chuckled a little. Yes, the eating contest father sure knew how to have fun. He was a good family man. Ashura nodded somberly. He looked down for a moment to see what Naruto was doing. Said blonde was furiously slurping down noodles. Ashura sighed at the boy's obsession with the strange food. Ramen wasn't around in his time, and he'd rather have a good fish than that. Naruto finished his meal and went to prepare for sleep. It seemed like a pretty typical night. But Ashura felt something. He felt like something was off. Kurama, I have a sense of foreboding. Yes. I do too. Ashura's mouth was a thin line as he examined the mirror. Something might happen to Naruto, and he had to be sure. Kurama, keep your eyes open. He didn't get an answer, but he knew Kurama was fully intent. Naruto got into his sleeping clothes. He put on his snug nightcap and turned off the single light in his room. The blonde was a heavy sleeper and was out in moments, completely untuned to the rest of the world. 3 hours later. Noises. Naruto heard noises. The blonde slowly opened his eyes. It was still dark in his room, so it was still late. Naruto was confused. He never woke up this late. Actually, he considered himself a very heavy sleeper. Naruto sat up and rubbed his eyes. He turned his head to look out his window. He could see the moon still high in the sky. It was probably around midnight, maybe a little later. But what caught the blonde's attention was a rooftop across from his apartment. A shadowy figure ran across the rooftop. It was probably a ninja since they lived in a ninja village. But something just seemed off. Something about it just rubbed him the wrong way. He felt something in his mind stirring, making him more awake. Follow him. A gentle but firm voice rang in his head. What? Get up and follow him. Naruto had no idea why an adult voice rang in his mind, but he felt compelled to follow it. He got up and made his way out his door. He took a deep breath before jumping onto a rooftop by his apartment building. He lost the figure and started to look around. Left. The blonde looked left and saw the figure before it went out of sight. Dorobo Hiritsuna was a shadow, nothing but a faint flicker of movement as he carefully made his way across Konoha. He couldn't fail his country. Kumogakure needed him. The Hyuga had a new child, the wife was also recently deceased. It was the perfect time to snatch the child and bring her back, giving Kumo the Byakugan they have always wanted. Kurama, do you feel that? Yes. It can't be. It has to, it can't. I know only 2 people with a feeling like that, and we saw one of them die. Ashura didn't know how to feel. But he died too. We don't know if he died. Hamura and father were never really understood. Ashura tried to rein his racing thoughts. Hamura. He could feel Hamura's chakra coming from the unknown ninja. He started to take deep breaths. Okay, Kurama. We need to find out who or what is giving out Hamura's chakra. I can sense another chakra from the figure, so it's not him. But how? I'm sure Hamura died after he sent me here. No. I would have felt Hamura die. I would feel such a powerful chakra fade. Did he go back to the moon then? The amount of chakra it takes for the jump that distance is immense. I would have felt that too. If he didn't die or go back to the moon, then he was wandering the earth? No realization came to Ashura's eyes, only more confusion. He started to pace back and forth, thinking extremely hard about the prospect. Ashura, the boy is nearing. Ashura snapped out of his thoughts. The best way to find out whatever was emitting Hamura's chakra was to get it in his hands. Naruto held his breath as the figure turned his head around. The blonde stayed still, trusting the shadows to cover him. Naruto knew he was pretty good at hiding. He pranked ninja all the time. If he could throw a paint balloon at the Hokage with all his guards present without being seen, then he could follow a man. They were in the more expensive parts of Konoha. The man entered the village in the more affordable section of the village, and was making his way across towards the more private and luxurious homes that nobles and highly successful merchants lived in. Naruto continued to follow the man as he made his way towards a majestic white mansion. The Hyuga compound. Konoha's most noble clan. And in Naruto's opinion, a bunch of assholes. Naruto stopped a safe distance away. He was never in good terms with the clan, and he didn't want to be spotted by them. But he felt compelled to follow the figure. He felt like he absolutely had to. He watched from the closest tree possible as the man started to near the Hyuga compound. Dorobo smirked as he walked down the hallways of the Hyuga compound. They were so arrogant, they don't even have guards patrolling, even after the kidnapping attempt 4 years ago. Their all-seeing eyes does not work if they're not open. And their status wouldn't protect them from a Kumo ninja. He slowly opened the door of his target. He slowed his breathing as he approached. Hyuga Hanabi was sleeping peacefully, not suspecting a single thing that is about to happen to her. Dorobo got to the foot of her bed before slowly reaching for an insulated pouch at his waist. He opened it and pulled out a soaked rag. Quicker than lightning, he pushed the rag towards the sleeping child. Her eyes snapped open in alarm and she let out a small, strangled cry as the narcotic drug on the rag started to spread through her 3-year-old body. Her eyes unfocused and she slowly lost consciousness. Dorobo put the girl into a bag and heaved it over her shoulder. He went over to another side of the room and opened the window. Smirking, he jumped out. Naruto saw the man jump out the window. He was going into a forest. But why? The only thing at the end of that forest is the wall. And if he jumped that, then he would be out of Konoha. Wait. Naruto's eyes widened. A thief. The man must have stolen something from the Hyuga, one of the richest families in the village. But the question was what? Naruto decided to find out for himself as he jumped after the man, looking for a confrontation. Get ready, Ashura. We might have a fight brewing. Oh, I'm ready. That man will never know what hit him. The man stopped in a small break in the trees. He opened the bag and peeked inside for a moment. But before he could continue on his way, he stiffened. He turned around, expecting to see an ANBU member or a member of the Hyuga clan. Hell, he expected to see the Hokage more than this. A boy. A small boy. Dorobo stared in mild shock. He never noticed the boy following him. Naruto opened his mouth. Excuse me, sir, what are you doing? Dorobo couldn't express himself. How was he going to explain this? What was he going to do to the kid? Dorobo steeled himself. The shinobi life included killing all, age didn't matter. Kid, I'm sorry. But I can't let you leave here, at least not alive. Naruto's eyes widened as Dorobo rushed at him, katana drawn. Duck. Naruto felt himself instantly comply to the voice in his head. The blade barely missed, and his nightcap was thrown from his head, landing a few meters away. Lean left. Naruto felt his body shudder as he dodged yet another strike, one that would have cut him in half vertically. Left. Right. Jump. Now. Kick him. Dorobo wasn't dressed in any body armor. He couldn't be identified by the Kumo white, so he wasn't protected as the surprisingly strong kick from the blonde impacted his stomach. He took a few steps back and let out a pained breath. He must have been underestimating the kid. This was no situation to hold back. Naruto was scared shitless. All of the blows he dodged was from the voice in his head and luck. But even Uzumaki Naruto can run out of luck, it was just a matter of when. Okay, Naruto. When I say go, try to rush the man. If you punch him, I can superpower your fist. Who was he? Who is speaking? It doesn't matter. He could read minds? I am part of your mind. Naruto wanted to ask more questions, but Dorobo rushed at him again. Naruto felt his legs start to move. He felt a tingling sensation in his feet before he was launched towards his enemy. The sheer speed made it difficult to breathe and see as the blonde seemingly approached his doom. Lower your head. Naruto fought the winds and lowered his head so he was face down. His body seemed to move on its own and his fist extended. Dorobo's sword was right above the boy's head, while Naruto's fist was in the thief's gut. Some sort of shockwave sent the older male hurling back into a tree. He grunted in pain. Naruto walked towards the downed man. His fist had a yellowish-white energy surrounding it. And to Naruto it felt like his arm was being inflated like a balloon. Dorobo growled. How was he beaten? How could a kid move so fast? Who had yellow chakra like that? A strange glow started to shine from the thief's jacket. He reached in and pulled out a strange circular tablet. Naruto stopped walking and examined it from a distance. Dorobo seemed just as perplexed. Why is the good luck charm the Reikage gave me glowing? Wait, maybe it was a chance. Dorobo held it towards Naruto in a moment of desperation. Suddenly a bright light shined from it, and a white energy shot towards the blonde, knocking him over. Naruto felt his entire body go numb. His vision started to fade. What happened? Silence reigned. Ashura, hello? Ashura, what is wrong? Kurama looked towards his half-brother. His stiffened form was pale. Kurama, you don't feel that? No. What is it you feel? Before Ashura could answer, wind started to spin in the sewer. The wind started to form a mini tornado. The tornado converged to a side of the sewer and started to condense smaller and smaller until both Ashura and Kurama had to look away from the raging winds. And when they looked back, both of their jaws dropped. It was Hamura standing there. He was staring forward, but not looking directly at either of his nephews. Ashura took a tentative step forward. Uncle? Hamura's form started to flicker before it spoke. Ashura. At least I hope it is Ashura. I cannot communicate for long, but I must warn you. I am sure you made it to the future. I should start. Ashura slowly took his hand and swiped it through the image of his uncle. The figure flickered rapidly before returning to normal. He looked at Kurama. This isn't real, it is some sort of image being projected to us. Before Kurama could comment, the Hamura figure spoke again. It all started after the battle with Zetsu. After I sent you to the future, I managed to heal myself to the point of surviving. I did not have enough strength to return to my home on the moon, so I did some looking around Zetsu's base. And what I found terrified me. Zetsu somehow found text from the gods, the very gods that planted the Shinju tree. He was planning on retrieving artifacts to give to my mother if she were revived. I decided that I could not allow him to get something touched by the gods. I decided to find them myself and hide them. The Hamura figure stayed quiet for a moment, most likely to give the onlookers some time to absorb the information. My time is running out. I thought I would have more. This artifact that you found is an identical image of a key. I managed to recreate this artifact from my knowledge with them. There are 12 keys hidden around the land, safe from Zetsu's reach. You must find them to uncover the godly artifacts. And you will also learn the truth of the Shinju. The form started to flicker rapidly. Ashura. I know you are out there. And I know that you can find them. Ashura, the things I have found out amazing. Simply amazing. My time is ending soon and I cannot help you anymore. The fight with Zetsu is up to you and your transcendence now. Ashura, you have a long road ahead of you, but I believe in you and I'm sure that Hagoromo does too. Good luck. The form of Hamura suddenly vanished, leaving the circular artifact on the floor. Ashura looked to Kurama. What do we do now? First we help our host because he is going to die. Then we try to find these artifacts. Host? Shit! Naruto! Naruto groaned on the floor. All of his previous energy was gone, and he felt terrible. Dorobo slowly made his way towards his fallen foe. He was going to finish the kid off, but he had other priorities first. Namely the Hyuga girl he kidnapped. The drug wasn't going to last much longer, and he needed to get out of the village. He looked around trying to find the brown of his bag. He spotted a small part of it behind a tree. He walked over and picked it up, and when he did, fear sprung through him. He opened the bag, nothing. The girl woke up and escaped. He was seething as he faced the boy. He stomped forward. Boy! I will kill you! You ruined my mission! He pulled out a kunai and prepared to finish the blonde boy. He lifted Naruto by the neck and held him up. You're pretty strong, kid, but you signed your death warrant when you ran into me. He saw the fear in the boy's blue eyes. Dorobo swallowed the lump in his throat. Killing was never easy, and killing a small child was immensely difficult. But suddenly the boy's blue eyes flashed red, and a strange red chakra bubbled around him. Dorobo felt his hand burn at the boy's touch. He let go of Naruto and jumped away, clutching his arm. A voice rang in the distance. Over there. He's 100 meters that way. Shit. Konoha ninja were approaching, and no doubt the Hyuga were coming too. Dorobo looked to the boy laying in front of him. I'll be seeing you, kid. He jumped away moments later. Naruto woke up in a sewer. A damp, dingy, and unwelcoming sewer. Luckily it didn't smell. Naruto could hear voices at the end of the long hallway he was in. One of the voices was vaguely familiar. He started to walk. At the end the hallway opened up into an absolutely massive room. In the middle of the room was a man. He had short, spiky black hair and a slightly angular face, very deep brown eyes that made Naruto feel safe, white clothing that somewhat resembled a monk, a magatama, basically a bunch of beads shaped like a kama, necklace that was orange, and in his hand he had a shikujo. He smiled at the blonde. Hello, Naruto. Hi. The man chuckled. You do not remember my voice? Suddenly it clicked in Naruto's mind. You're the voice from my head. There you go. But where are we? The man looked around. There was complete blackness behind of him, and Naruto swore he saw some movement. The man cleared his throat, snapping Naruto's attention back to him. This is your mind, or at least an imagination of your mind. My mind is a sewer? The man laughed again. No. It's not a sewer, it is anything you want it to be. Oh, he finished rather lamely. The man started to walk forward. Let me introduce myself. He got in front of Naruto and extended his hand. My name is Ashura Atsutsuki. Naruto gulped as he extended his arm. He slowly shook Ashura's hand. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Naruto. It's a pleasure to meet you, Naruto. Naruto merely nodded. Ashura let go of the handshake. Let me explain why I'm in your mind. Ashura explained a slightly paraphrased version of his story. Slightly paraphrased, not much. So your uncle and you fought some crazy guy trying to rule the world and you ended up in the future. And now you must find the crazy guy to save the world. Slightly paraphrased. So only about 10% of the story is told. Basically. Wow, so cool. Naruto's eyes sparkled. Children so impressionable. So Naruto, make sure you keep me a secret. People won't like that I'm in here and may take me away. Don't worry. I'll keep you a secret. I pinky promise. Ashura smiled as he locked his smallest finger with the boy's. He had no idea what a pinky promise was, but if it meant he stayed hidden then it was fine. Well, Naruto, you need to go rest. Your body must be very tired from the fight. On cue, Naruto yawned. Yeah, I am pretty tired. How do I leave? Just leave. It is your mind. Naruto faded away moments later. Ashura's face turned grim. Kurama, where is he? Hospital, the Hokage is there. My chakra was too strong, right? Yes, your chakra inflated his tenketsu largely. If you would have channeled any more, his tenketsu would have popped with the amounts running through him. Are they alright? Yes, but they are expanded beyond a normal 8-year-old. He will probably have absolutely huge chakra reserves. Turns out he can handle my chakra. It seems like the potency of chakra has died down since our time. I'm going to have to induce small amounts into his system before he becomes a ninja. My power is something we need against Zetsu. Oh, and speaking of power, I'm not helping the boy again. Twice now I have saved him. Next time I will not do anything. Yeah, you are so grumpy. Naruto stirred awake. His conversation with Ashura just ended. His advanced sense of smell could notice some very distinct scents, the scent of hospitals. Joy. He was in the hospital. Wait. If he was unconscious, then was his conversation with Ashura fake? Was it all just a dream? No, I am real. Naruto sighed in relief. At least he wasn't losing his mind. He glanced out the window. It was night, but by the position of the moon it wasn't the same day he passed out in. The moon was too new. Amazing analysis, you have a very bright mind. Well, thank you. Naruto felt himself blush at the praise. He never really gets praised on things much. The door opened. Naruto turned from the window to see who came in. It was in small figure, not like a boy small, but an elderly small. But Naruto could see the highly refined movements the man had. The boy knew who it was his surrogate parental figure, Sarutobi Hiruzen, otherwise known as the god of shinobi, the professor, or the third and current Hokage. He was an important figure, actually beyond important. He led Konoha. Everything happening in it was either instructed, or approved by him. Nothing happens in the village without him watching. H controlled the entire ninja force and could command them to do anything he pleased. All that power was not something you expected in the hands of the old man smiling warmly at Naruto. At first glance he simply looked like an older man who was happy to see his grandchild. Naruto, what have you done this time? The man sounded resigned, probably because Naruto had been hospitalized multiple times in the past, mostly because of his stupid actions. It was an accident. Yeah, an accident. The Hokage sighed, and Naruto couldn't blame him. This room was called the Uzumaki Suite. It was his own personal room the Hokage arranged. Whenever Naruto was injured, which was very often, he was sent here to be treated. The hassle of going through papers and trying to find a suitable room was too tiring for the Hokage and staff since the blonde came in way too much. Naruto, please don't lie to me. Naruto swallowed a nervous lump in his throat. Was he already caught? What do you mean? I mean that late last night yesterday, a member of the Hyuga clan came saying that one of their heiresses was missing. And while we were tracking her in the forest, she ran up to us saying she was kidnapped and someone was fighting her captor. And we found you there unconscious. Naruto's eyes widened. The sack had a girl in it. I thought he stole money of something. That bag was pretty small, so a small girl. Holy crap, I caught a pedo in the act. Oh shit. So much for denying all action, Smooth. Oops. Hiruzen shook his head. So you saw a man break into the Hyuga compound and leave with a bag. You, thinking the man stole money, decided to follow the man and apprehend him. Then you got into a fight and got knocked unconscious, right? The Hokage is rather intelligent, being able to put together an accurate story from your mindless speakings. He is rather smart, Naruto thought fondly. A new voice rang out. Hanabi said that she woke up to the man fighting a smaller opponent before she ran away. The boy's story matches up with hers. Naruto looked at the new speaker. He was tall with long brown hair going to his mid-back, fancy white clothing, and extremely pale eyes. Hayashi, didn't see you coming. Hiruzen probably felt him coming though. Hayashi? That name was familiar. Naruto was sure he heard it before. Hey, not to sound rude, but who are you? The man took a few steps forward and bowed slightly. My name is Hyuga Hayashi, leader of the Hyuga clan. Oh shit! He was the leader of the Hyuga clan. That guy was a big deal. He had power, money, and respect of many. Calm down. If he is as powerful as you say, try to get in his favor. Hayashi's pale eyes met Naruto's blue ones. I owe you, Uzumaki-san. My daughter is very dear to me, and she could have been heavens knows where and could have been doing terrible things if did not intervene. Well, that was an easy way into his good books. Naruto rubbed the back of his head, embarrassed by the praise. It was nothing, Hyuga-san. I just couldn't sleep and went for a small walk when I noticed the man. I couldn't just let him steal something from your house and walk away, it would have been completely against my morals. Did I say that right? Naruto asked Ashura, who was feeding him words to say. Yes, you said it fine. Hopefully the statement will also double as a good enough alibi. What is an alibi? A statement telling where, when, and what you were doing during a specific period of time. It is usually used when you are being questioned about something that you are suspected on doing. Suspected on? I did nothing wrong. You were somehow awake and near the Hyuga compound around the time of the robbery. You then, for some strange reason, decided to follow the much larger thief. You may not have stolen the child, but that sounds highly suspicious. Crap, Ashura was right. And the look on the Hokage's face was mighty suspicious. But Naruto, what were you doing by the Hyuga compound? Your apartment is on the other side of the village. Shit, think, yes. I was visiting Shikurio, you know that store I always go to with the lady that gives me treats. Well, I went to visit since my milk was bad and I was craving some. And that store isn't far away from the Hyuga compound, you can actually see the house from inside the store. Hook, line, and sinker. That was the alibi, the best alibi ever. Great job. I can make it better, watch. Naruto was inwardly smirking. Crap. I left my milk somewhere to chase the thief. I don't even have enough money to buy a new one, GG. What am I ever supposed to do? Naruto had put on his acting hat, and was being extremely overdramatic. A bit too much in my opinion, but I think that just secured our freedom, they seemed very convinced. The old man is a sap. He'll let me go because he knows I'm not a threat to Konoha. Hayashi turned around and made his way to the door. I will have some money sent to your home for some new milk, consider it a thank you for helping my daughter. After he left, Hiruzen shook his head again with a sigh, but Naruto could see his lips tug up into a small smile. Oh Naruto, you are a magnet for trouble, I'm glad you're alright. I have no idea how you managed to fight off a fully trained ninja, but I guess no one can predict Uzumaki Naruto, huh? Actually, Hiruzen knew how. His ninja unseen felt the Kyuubi's chakra. But he couldn't tell that to the boy. Naruto doesn't need to know about the Kyuubi yet. Damn straight, old man. I'll keep surprising you until I get that hat from you. Or until my surprises give you a heart attack, then I'll take that hat anyways. Hiruzen's fist impacted the top of Naruto's head. Kids have no respect these days. Fuck. That was so OW. What foul language. Must I wash your mouth with soap? No. You stupid, old, senile, perverted fart. Go peep on some girls with that crystal ball of your OWW. You were asking for that one. Naruto was not expecting the large package on his kitchen table. He walked over to a small note and picked it up. The handwriting was neat beyond comparison and made Naruto's handwriting look like dog poop. Young Uzumaki Naruto. We allowed ourselves into your home in the purest of ways. We merely thought that our package was too valuable to leave on the streets. The Hyuga clan will not forget the deeds you have done. If you are ever in need of help, the Hyuga clan will assist you to the best of their abilities. Hyuga Hayashi, head of the Hyuga clan. Naruto looked at the large white box in front of him. He pushed it slightly to test the weight. It didn't move at all, it was heavy then. Naruto got on top of the table and took the top off the box. The inside was small white packages that was about the length of Naruto's fingertips to his elbow, with the width being around the size of both of his hands put side to side. Naruto picked one up, his hand dropping slightly from the weight. He placed it on the table and started to tear an end off. When he did, his jaw dropped. It was packed full of money. Money. Like an entire year of rent money, and that was one package. Naruto looked in the box. There was so many packages. Naruto's smile grew larger and larger. It was lighting up the entire room. Finally, the blonde couldn't hide his excitement anymore. Hell yes. Yippee. I'm loaded. Well, at least you'll be well equipped for the future battles. Equipment? What about the amount of ramen I can buy with this? See? The boy is a complete idiot. Don't be rude, Kurama. He is still a child. He will mature as he gets older. If he gets older, no doubt he will do something stupid and get killed. Ashura sighed. Kurama, Let the kid enjoy himself, he is already a very fast thinker, we have time. You've wasted 10,000 years' time? Fate sent me here, there was no earlier time. And besides, what can we do inside of Naruto? It is not like he can go fight Setsu. Yeah, maybe I'm just upset of being trapped. You don't have to consider yourself trapped. How about part of a 3-person partnership? I still have bars in front of me, Ashura. Such a downer, Kurama, lighten up. Naruto woke up on the floor. His body wasn't fully healed when he had his little celebrations. And he ended up passing out due to exertion. A few moments after he woke up, he chuckled a little. He still had a belated case of happiness from last night. Money was something Naruto never had. His limited diet of foods and clothing was a sign that he didn't have as many choices as other kids. Not like the blonde cared, Naruto was perfectly content living in poverty. As long as his life was happy, money meant little. They say that money cannot buy happiness, but it can buy a comfortable way of living, which is technically happiness in your opinion. Naruto couldn't have agreed more. He wasn't some greedy person, he just wanted to live life without worrying about paying rent or eating. As for the amount, well, let's just say that the Hyuga do not half-ass things, and that was just by looks. Naruto did not have the patience to count it all. Suddenly the door barged open. Naruto instantly moved his eyes to the entranceway. He felt the grogginess leave him, probably Ashura putting him in top shape for a fight. It was good to know he had someone else watching his back. Naruto. The blonde boy instantly recognized the voice. He relaxed as the figure made his way to him. Don't worry, it's a friend, he reassured Ashura, who was still expecting combat. Naruto, you skipped school? The figure yelled at him, obviously peeved. Naruto rubbed the back of his head. Sorry, Iruka-sensei, I had some things come up. Come up? You missed yesterday and today. What could hold you of all people up? Iruka knew that the blonde had little friends and things to do. If he wasn't pranking or at school, he was. Actually, Iruka never thought about that. Those were two things that lost their luster very quickly. What did the blonde do when he wasn't pranking or learning? Stop. He was getting distracted. Engage teacher mode. Naruto started to bounce on his feet happily. Oh sensei, you don't even know. Look at this. He gestured the scarred man to follow him to his dining table. Iruka eyed the white box as he approached. Naruto with gifts? That didn't seem very likely. The blonde boy happily handed a white sack to him. Iruka eyed it carefully and slowly ripped off a side. And when he did, his eyes widened to epic proportions. He stared at the currency at shock, before he looked at Naruto, then back to the currency, and back to Naruto before his eyes finally rested on the currency again. What is this? Okay, sensei. Okay, okakokokakakakak. Calm down, you'll give yourself a heart attack. Naruto took a deep breath. So I went for all, and I found that Iruka caught off the excited boy with an outstretched hand. I know you're excited, but slow down a little. Iruka chuckled slightly. Okay then, let's sit down first, then you can explain it. But then he got the drop on me. But since I'm the ultimate badass I managed to do something and hurt him. And before I could kick his ass, the search party came. But trust me, sensei, I was whooping him into next week. Wow, Naruto. Nice to know you are actually learning stuff in the academy. Told you that practicing taijutsu would help you. I know. And when I woke up in the hospital, the old man was there. Iruka sighed at Naruto's lack of respect for their leader. And then this guy, I think his name was Naruto, suddenly looked lost. Hayashi. Yes. Hayashi, that was his name. He said he would pay me for helping his daughter. And look. He did. Iruka looked at the giant box of cash and nodded admirably. Yes, the amount of money does seem like something the Hyuga could just hand out. I wonder how rich they are? I'm not the kind of person to care about my bank, but how can the Hyuga just hand out so much? They are very noble and have very sharp business minds. Plus they have those cool eyes. Being able to see through walls must be so cool, maybe a bit confusing in the beginning. I wonder what it's like, having a Dijitsu, eye technique. You can ask Hinata. Who? She's in your class. She is actually Hayashi's oldest daughter and the clan heiress. Naruto's eyes widened. Really? Who has strange eyes? Naruto looked generally confused. His face was scrunched up as thought hardly about the Hyuga's eldest heir. Suddenly the expression of realization came to his face. The creepy girl. The one who is always staring at me and follows me everywhere. She is really strange, sensei. I'm scared that she is going to kill me while I sleep. I can't speak with a stalking killer. Iruka face-palmed and sighed deeply. He thought that he could maybe get Naruto to befriend Hinata. Naruto would gain a new friend and Hinata's shy personality would hopefully gain more confidence due to Naruto's eccentricity. But alas, Naruto doesn't understand her crush on Haim and finds it creepy. Well, I doubt the heiress of the Hyuga clan would marry Naruto anyways. Iruka thought, he's not the most noble person out there, and her crush will probably fade in a few years. Naruto suddenly smiled brightly and grabbed Iruka's sleeve. Hey Iruka-sensei. I can finally treat you to ramen. Ha, yes. Iruka smiled. Even though the beast that killed his parents is inside of the boy, he is just way too cute to hate. Naruto went to sleep early. He worked himself into a food coma last night due to the amount of ramen he ate. I am thoroughly shocked at the amount you consumed. I think the stand owners, the Ichiraku family, received a small fortune last night. I like ramen. Apparently. Naruto groggily got up and made his way to his bathroom. Today was a day off from school. So he was going to spend it buying new stuff for his apartment, and for himself, of course. Do not spend too much. Even though you have a lot now, it will fade faster than you think. Did you see the amount? I'm fine. Naruto. Everything will run out sooner or later. You cannot get arrogant and throw money around, because it will drain fast and leave you without anything. That is the curse of multitudes of currency. Naruto nodded stiffly, sorry. It is okay. But how am I supposed to spend it? What is the right amount? There is no right amount to spend. Another issue with having a lot of money is that you either spend it all too quickly, or do not spend it at all. Just buy what you deem necessary. Also, one thing that needs no prejudice on price is clothing. You need new garbs. What? I enjoy this. Orange is cool and I can already sneak away from ninja in these. If you can tail someone in bright orange, then you can follow someone in anything. Then let us test that. Let's see your stealth abilities with darker colors then? Then gauge the improvement. Also, you're speaking out loud. Naruto blinked in surprise. He honestly thought he was having a real conversation. Naruto slowly walked into a fairly large clothing store. It was the second largest in Konoha. The blonde was going to go into the largest store, but Ashura warned him not to. Naruto had no idea why. There was actually a charity drive giving clothes to those damaged in the Kyuubi attack. Naruto had lost his parents, so he should be able to get free stuff, right? But Ashura was adamant about going somewhere else. It didn't matter much. Naruto trusted Ashura's judgment. After all, it did save his life. So if he wanted to go somewhere else, so be it. Naruto actually felt very shy. He never went shopping alone before. The last time was with the Hokage a few years ago. And that experience was frightening too. Naruto saw a lady manning the counter. She looked to be around her 40s, was slightly overweight, and had the most frightening expression Naruto has ever seen. Her face was extremely serious, like beyond serious. In Naruto's opinion, she looked like someone who ate a really hot pepper then got diarrhea. And while she was in the middle of the diarrhea, she realized she had no toilet paper. So basically furious. Stern. Pensive. Grim. She was looking at him and walked closer to him. What do you want? Huh? Naruto's voice was weak. It was even scarier up close. You have been staring for a while now. Are you here to shop or what? Her voice had the same heavy seriousness that her face had. See, can I? Yes. I welcome any customer who can pay. Age, ethnicity, and baggage doesn't matter. Only what you get and how much it costs. Even though she absolutely terrifies me, she has a somewhat good heart. Thank you, Miss Mrs.? Naruto had no idea what baggage meant. But he didn't want to ask this lady questions. Taransu. You can shop now, stop wasting my time. Naruto didn't have it in him to argue. He rushed over to the section of clothes his size and hid among the clothing. So if I need to be more ninja-ish, then do I need to be in all black? You're speaking out loud. People might think you are insane. Oops. Well, anyways. I think that every hero must have something to distinguish themselves from the rest. From what I heard from Kurama, is that people like the Yondaime Hokage had a white and red coat to stand out. The first Hokage had old red samurai armor he wore. The material wasn't very helpful against attacks, but his abilities made up for that. Also, the second Hokage always wore a fur lining around his neck. The Hokages have something that stand out too. Not just the Hokage, but they are heroes you know of. What about the old man? He is the Hokage. Ashura quickly cut off the connection between him and Naruto. Kurama? What does the monkey man wear to distinguish himself? Kurama, who was taking a nap, opened one eye lazily. He had some sort of ninja pajamas with a weird helmet. Oh, and a huge-ass staff like 3 times his size, hurts like hell. And with that Kurama ungracefully rolled to his side and started to sleep again. Ashura reconnected with Naruto. From what I heard, which is not much since I am inside of you, is he has a very strange outfit. I cannot give much detail other than he carries a staff much larger than himself. Interesting. What should my distinguishing feature be? Good vocabulary with distinguishing. But I thought you already knew what the feature is. Huh. Orange. If there wasn't the world's most scariest female in the same room as him, Naruto would have jumped in joy. Really, Ashura? Ashura turned around to see Kurama, awake, looking at him. What? Trying to make him a hero. What's the issue with that? My presence makes his dark side more pronounced. Call it a side effect of being a Jinchuriki. He has a dark side, and a strong one at that. He may very well be a villain. But with 2 good people like us inside of him, we can help him control his darkness. It has been many years, Ashura. I am not good like you say. Ashura chuckled, and Kurama swore it sounded exactly like his father's. Oh Kurama, Dad has raised well. I know, with all my heart, that my brother is nothing but good. Maybe a bit misunderstood, but aren't us all a bit understood? At that moment Kurama fully realized why Ashura was chosen as the sage's successor instead of Indra. Ashura turned around to watch more of Naruto's actions, leaving Kurama there to contemplate. After a few minutes Kurama finally spoke. Orange though? That is a stupid color to be remembered by. Father and Hamura had horns, Kurama horns. The fox snickered, they pulled them off remarkably well. Ashura laughed heartily, yeah they did. After that both sons of the sage settled into a comfortable silence. Oh Kurama? Yes? You are orange. Shut up. 200 hours. 200 hours. 200 hours. Holy crap, did Naruto underestimate that time? After school Naruto had to spend 200 entire hours picking up litter, painting village property, and even polishing the Hokage monument. Like really? Wouldn't wiping it down degrade the rock or something? Wasn't rain enough to clean it? Naruto was no stranger to scrubbing down the Hokage's faces, but that was usually after he put graffiti on it. There is no need to complain. You were crying over how terrible you were to Mizuki. My moment of humanity came and went. Yes, I still feel bad, but as an 8-year-old boy I absolutely hate this. Well, you won't be 8 for long, your birthday is in a week, right? Naruto hopped a little in excitement, making the creaky scaffolding he was on shudder. The blonde instantly grabbed for a pole to avoid falling off the mountain. Shit, that was close. Oh, sorry Ashura. My birthday is in a week, but you already knew that. Of course he knew, Ashura was locked inside of him since birth. I know, but a conversation will make your mundane task go by quicker. I appreciate that, and you know what? A story will help very much. Of course you want a story, How about this? Do you know of the forehead protectors that ninja wear? Obviously Ashura, every ninja has one. Well then, smartass. Why do I have one of almost the exact same design? What? Wait. You do have a one just like ours, how? His was almost exactly the same, albeit thicker and no leaf design. I assume it involves my descendants that founded this village. You know them as the Senju. What? You're related to the Senju? You can say that I am the original Senju, my father's DNA was messed up a little. You said he had horns, that's a bit more than a little messed up. Well, obviously. Anyways, back to why I decided to wear these headbands. Naruto sat at Ichiraku Ramen, the best, in his opinion, eatery in the entire village. The food was delicious, and the service was phenomenal too. Tuchi, the owner, and his daughter Ayam were some of the nicest people in Naruto's life. They cared for him and even gave him free food when he was low on cash, which he was not anymore. Naruto. Tucci called as the boy entered his shop. How is my favorite customer today? He started to prepare a new pot of ramen, knowing that the boy required an entire fresh serving. Just finished scrubbing the Hokage's monument. I swear I know the Yandame's face more than anybody now. Tucci chuckled nervously. Of course Naruto would know the fourth's face, they shared one. How about a free bowl for your hard work? Wiping the entire Hokage monument must be tiring. Naruto grinned as he shook his head. None of that. I have money now and I ain't going to cheat off your kindness. I am, who was just tending to a customer, looked at him adoringly. You are not cheating off it. Your happiness is more than enough payment. Naruto felt himself blush as he looked down. Thank you. His voice was quiet. They are good people, looking for more than just money. They're amazing people. Naruto muttered back. Tucci looked at him. What was that, Naruto? Nothing. Nothing at all. You need to stop talking to me out loud. And you need to find me some clothes. None of us are having any success in that. Ashura chuckled in Naruto's mind. Ayam walked over and set a steaming bowl of ramen in front of him. Naruto licked his lips and started to devour the food at an alarming rate. Oh. Ashura spoke in the blonde's mind. Someone familiar is entering the stand. Naruto turned his head slightly so he can look out of the corner of his eye. He almost choked as he saw the person. It was Iruka. Naruto gulped. Yes, Iruka was very close to the blonde, but Naruto did beat up his childhood best friend. He looked at Naruto and smiled lightly. Hey Naruto. Naruto finished slurping his noodle and nodded slightly. Hey Iruka. Iruka sat down next to the boy. Can I get the regular? She nodded, of course. She walked off. Naruto started to eat his second bowl of ramen. Iruka sat by him quietly for a few minutes. Finally he spoke, so instead of waiting for Mizuki to heal to give his side of the story, they decided to let a Yamanaka read his mind. Naruto assumed that they was the Hokage and the government. And the blonde had some vague knowledge of the Yamanaka. Apparently they can enter someone's mind and look through them. Naruto looked at his teacher interested. What did they find? Iruka sighed as his bowl was placed in front of him. Mizuki was a traitor. What? Naruto's mind didn't properly comprehend the statement. Mizuki once killed his injured teammates during a mission. He was always a suspect due to their strange ways of death, but he always seemed so innocent. Iruka's face was grim as he ate his food. Naruto was speechless. Mizuki, as in Iruka's best friend Mizuki, was a traitor? Naruto couldn't comprehend how his instructor must feel. Iruka-sensei, I'm sorry. Iruka stared at the broth in his bowl. It's just that you think you know someone so well, that you truly understand someone. And then you find out that every single thing you knew was a lie. There was more to this. Iruka seemed to be thinking of more, sensei. Iruka sighed deeply. Turns out Mizuki has hated me for a while now. He tried to sabotage me becoming a chunin, and successfully messed up my jonin exam. He also hated you, probably because you act a lot like I did back in the day. Iruka could have been a jonin? Naruto took a few moments to process the information. How was the boring Iruka that strong? He did have some impressive sensing abilities though. This wasn't the time for such thoughts. Naruto needed to console his teacher. Sensei, I am so sorry. Naruto thought those were the right words, but Iruka turned to him in confusion. Sorry? Why are you sorry? My entire friendship with Mizuki has been fake. You just saved me from a life of lies. He smiled at the blonde. I guess I'm thankful to you. Naruto smiled brightly at his teacher. No problem, sensei. But there is something I want to ask. What is it? You said you acted like me when you were young? Iruka blushed slightly. It was a phase, I swear. You called for me, Gigi? Naruto asked as he stood in front of the Hokage. The old man pushed some paperwork aside as he addressed the boy. Yes, I wanted to talk about your punishment. You mean the community service and therapist sessions? Yes. The Hokage leaned back in his chair. You don't need to go to the therapist anymore. Huh. Not that Naruto wasn't excited, he was. I mean, I only went for 2 out of 5 sessions. Said therapist was a creep. Naruto didn't want to go into any details, but he was sure that man spent a little too much time on his own. Stop that. The therapist was not trying to do things to you. I swear he was trying to piss me off. He was jerking me in all these directions for fun. That sounds way too sexual. Huh. What do you mean? Ashura mentally face-faulted. No matter how mature Naruto was, he was still 8. Hiruzen took his hat off and put it on his desk. As you know from Irika, since I let him speak to you about it, Mizuki has been convicted as a traitor. And since the therapist said that you find his sessions unsatisfactory, I decided that you do not need to go. Naruto stuck his fist in the air. Hell yeah! That guy is a creep. Hiruzen shook his head. He knew that creeps since he was a kid. On to other matters. The Hokage began. Your birthday is tomorrow. Naruto smiled excitedly. Yes, it is. Did you get me a gift? The Hokage smiled at the blonde's enthusiasm. Of course I got you a gift. I can't spend your birthday with you tomorrow, but I'll stop by for a few hours to celebrate during the festival with you. Naruto nodded. Of course he couldn't spend a lot of time with him. He was the Hokage after all. He wouldn't look as good if he was absent for the anniversary of the QB attack. Kurama, I need a favor. It depends what it is. Ashura walked closer to the fox and sat down in front of him. I want to look through your memories. Kurama raised a furry eyebrow, prompting Ashura to elaborate. I want Naruto to start using my chakra, but it is unsafe for him. But you have been inside of humans for a century. You must have some memories of your jailers learning some of these jutsu that can help him. And why should I help my jail cell of all people? Because we are brothers and brothers help each other. More of a desperate plea than anything, but Ashura sounded very confident. But we are not brothers by blood. The sage isn't really our father. He only insisted we called him that. It was Ashura's turn to raise an eyebrow. Kurama would never say something like that. Maybe since it was October 10th, the anniversary of his sealing, tomorrow. He must be feeling a bit down of all the people celebrating his demise. Even Kurama had feelings, whether he wanted them or not. Kurama, Father created you guys, just like he created me and Indra, the same creation of life just using different methods. Besides, Ashura started to look a little downcast. You are turning out to be a much better brother than Indra was. Kurama's eyes widened at Ashura's words. He fully knew how much Indra meant to Ashura, and the fact that he just said that. Fine. Kurama's voice was mellow. I actually have just a technique in mind. My previous container, the boy's mother, actually learned this. And it is based off Father's technique that you already know. Ashura nodded and touched the fox's arm, linking their minds. Naruto felt a light in his eyes, sunlight. Naruto opened them. It was day. The blonde sat up and stretched his sore muscles. He slept for much longer than necessary and it was affecting his body. He rubbed his eyes. Hey, how long was I sleeping? You went to bed at about 10 p.m. It is a little after 11:30 p.m. You slept for about 13 hours. Naruto smiled grimly. It's my birthday and I slept through a lot of it. Ah well, who cares? Maybe the 7 guards who have been watching you since midnight. Naruto blinked in confusion. What? Okay, I'm thinking now, how many people are here? 3 people are in this room right now, while the other 4 are posted in a close proximity to your apartment. Naruto's groggy mind slowly started to form answers. They were obviously the Hokage's A and BU, probably sent to make sure he doesn't do anything on his birthday or something. But 7 people to make sure he didn't prank anyone? The Hokage wasn't overkill at all. I'm sure there is a good reason, but there is no need to think about it if they mean good. Besides, there is a rather nice-looking breakfast on your table. Naruto turned his head to his dinner table, and there, like Ashura said, was a massive assortment of food ranging from dairy to fruits. Naruto licked his lips at the sight of it. I assume you're going to eat all of it? Naruto nodded and got up, heading towards his food. Well, if you're still hungry after this, which I am positive you will be, then I will show you some of the things I ate in my time. I can't cook. It was a simple and true statement. This is a rather simple recipe, it just takes a while to be finished. How long? Quiet, Naruto. The guards are listening. I will just stuff my face and they'll think that I made some strange noise while eating. One would think highly trained agents would pay more attention to what you of all people do. Naruto would have smirked if he wasn't eating. Ashura, everyone, and I mean everyone, underestimates me. Maybe it's my grades, or my clothing, but nobody thinks that I have some sort of super secret like I actually do. Usually if you dress like you do now, people will consider you a man. At least that was how it was in my time. Well, how about your father and uncle? The horns? They just scared the shit out of everyone, then the fear went away when they became gods. I still have no idea how someone could be born with horns. Maybe humans evolved so that they went away, but you don't have them. Naruto heard Ashura chuckle in his mind. Blame my grandmother, she was into freaky things. I guess stealing from the gods and becoming an insane tree is considered freaky to you, because to me it seems absolutely insane. Your definition of freaky and insane will change with age. A lot of your opinions will change with age also. Not all. Naruto definitely had a few viewpoints that were engraved into his heart. Of course not all, but let's have this conversation another day. I must give you your gift still. Naruto blinked in confusion as he swallowed a big mouthful of food. You got me a gift? It is your birthday. It will be difficult to give it to you with these guards around, but I think we can do it in your mindscape. What is it? Just go to sleep. It might look a bit strange to your guards, but you are a strange boy. Naruto had no rebuttal for that comment. He was a strange boy, and the talking ancient man inside of his mind was more than enough proof to him. The blonde made his way to his couch and lay down. He didn't have a television, so he never really sat down on it much. It was mostly there in case a guest came. Of course, not a lot of guests did come, and the Hokage usually took him elsewhere when he came. The tug on his mind pulled him from his thoughts, and he slowly closed his eyes. Hey Ashura, what is behind you? Ashura kept a perfectly composed face as Naruto questioned him. The deep darkness and ripples coming from the water behind him was rather ominous, and Naruto was a curious boy. It is just darkness. There is some space in there that I sit when you are not here. There is also a pool of water that allows me to watch what you are doing. He wasn't lying, just not telling the whole truth. Ashura clapped his hands to get Naruto's attention back to him. Well, onto your gift. Naruto buzzed excitedly. What is it? As much as I hate them, I will teach you a jutsu. A moment of silence. Ashura started again. You do not like the prospect of me teaching you? No. Naruto waved his hands frantically. It's just that you said you hated what people did to Nishu, and also how did you learn one inside of me? Ashura smiled at the boy. In order to prepare you in this world, I need to give up some of my old learnings. Yes, I hate ninjutsu, but I have used Nishu to fight before, and you need to fight in this world to change it. Naruto wasn't big on the prospect of fighting, but he could see Ashura's point clearly. He nodded, gesturing Ashura to go on. As for how I got this technique, when you were an infant the Hokage was watching over you, but a dire situation happened. You were sent to the headquarters of those masked men. I saw some of them practicing it and memorized the steps. I figured it will help in the future. In reality, Naruto's mother Kushina learned it from Minato, Naruto's father. But Naruto didn't need to know his parentage at the moment. It was the Hokage's responsibility to tell the boy. Naruto spoke to him. What is the technique? I'm dying to learn it. Ashura walked closer to him. It is a technique my father created. You cannot learn the true form at the moment, but luckily it was converted into ninjutsu. It is called the chakra transfer technique. Naruto thought for a moment. So it is used to transfer chakra into people or things. Not that I don't like it, but why would I need to transfer my chakra into people? Ashura patted him on the shoulder. We are not doing exactly what the name implies. So what are we doing with it? We are going to reverse it, so instead of you giving chakra you are taking it. So shouldn't you be teaching me an absorption technique? Ashura shook his head. There is no set absorption technique. Chakra varies so much that taking it without proper precautions can severely damage the chakra circulatory system. But my chakra is free to all. We will reverse engineer the jutsu so you will take my chakra. Mine is pure enough that it won't clash with your own. Naruto looked excited and slightly confused. You gave me your chakra before. Why can't we do it the same way again? Through the seal? My chakra is much too powerful for your system, and I have way too much to transfer in little amounts. The lowest I can give almost killed you last time. But if you take it, then you can control and lessen the load on your body, since your chakra will pull on mine, instead of mine overbearing yours. Naruto nodded. I see. Another effect was that it would lessen the damage to the seal as much. Instead of Ashura pushing his chakra through, it would only pull by the seal. And Naruto could take it without straining it much. It would hopefully give Ashura enough time to reason with Kurama. So how can I learn it inside of my mind? Naruto asked. Well, I am here, so are you. It is your mind, so you can use your chakra. It is not that different than physically. Naruto smirked. Let's begin. This is going to be awesome. Iruka. The now awakened Naruto addressed his teacher. Hey there, Naruto, happy birthday. Iruka smiled at the blonde. Naruto hopped in enthusiasm. Do you want to come in, Iruka-sensei? Iruka shook his head. No, I was hoping to take you out. Ramen, no restrictions. By that he meant all you can eat, and that he would be paying. Really? Yup, and after that we'll go see the fireworks when it gets dark. Naruto grabbed the teacher and started to pull him, no doubt towards his favorite eatery. I have no idea how you consume that stuff. What? I can eat it because it is delicious. It looks slimy and stringy and plain strange. Much like my wife's cooking. She wasn't here to hear that, but Ashura still winced as if she smacked the crap out of him, as she usually did. It's one of those things, something that you cannot describe without trying it yourself. You must see or rather taste to believe. Well, you eat like a hog, so I am going to go somewhere else. Goodbye. See ya. Naruto turned to Iruka. So Iruka, do you think your wallet can handle this? Said man chuckled. No need to worry, Naruto. I said I would treat you, and teaching shinobi pays a lot more than you would think. Way more than an average job actually. The Hokage knew the importance of teaching, and made sure he took care of the village teachers. Fine then, I am another bowl. Iruka sighed. Truthfully, the Hokage gave him money to treat the boy. Iruka wasn't lying about his salary, but the Hokage didn't want him to waste Iruka's hard-earned money on his responsibility. And at this rate he would have to use his own money. Not that he was upset, Naruto deserved it. So Naruto? Iruka asked. What are you going to do about your academy grades? Might as well ask him when he's vulnerable. Naruto eyed him as he slurped some noodles. When he finished he wiped his mouth on his sleeve and opened his mouth. What about them? Iruka shook his head. Naruto, your grades aren't the best. You're doing fine during literature and arithmetic surprisingly, given that you never study. You're only good on extremely ancient history, which we practically never go over. Everything else is lackluster. I don't understand. I think I have a lot of stuff down actually. What about my learning is lackluster? Naruto genuinely didn't seem to know. Your ninja skills. Iruka paused to gauge the blonde's reaction, which was puzzled. Your throwing is terrible, you can barely hit the targets. Your ninjutsu is pretty bad too, mostly because you can never do the clone technique. You don't even have a set taijutsu style, it is all instinctive, and I'm not complaining since you have good instincts. But they can fail you. Naruto did not seem disappointed as he usually was when Iruka talked about grades. He seemed indifferent. Iruka, why does fighting matter more over knowledge? The question was quiet, but Iruka heard it clearly. Because Naruto. How can you become Hokage if you can't fight? The Hokage needs to be the strongest in the village. Iruka Naruto looked down for a second. I don't like hurting others. Why would violence triumph over peace? I don't want to be the strongest if the title means hurting others when a peaceful negotiation can happen instead. Why do I need to be the strongest in body to protect the village when I can be the strongest in mind? The old man is way past his prime, but his mind is the thing keeping Konoha safe. Iruka looked at the boy, trying hard to figure out where such words and wisdom would come from. Naruto continued his passionate speech. I know that I am going to have to fight in this world, but that doesn't mean I can't make allies instead of enemies. I will become Hokage, but I will through peace and understanding, not pain and violence. Iruka could see something in the boy. A light. Maybe, just maybe. That was the sacred will of fire the Hokage always preached about. Naruto, I think that you are going to lead Konoha, and the entire world, into something new. Not an opinion. Fact. Naruto smiled at his teacher, happy of his acceptance. Sensei, where are we going? The academy. They are having a little gathering of students and family to watch the fireworks, since they are being launched from the Hokage monument, which is pretty close to it. Ah, okay. Naruto continued to walk alongside his teacher. Hey Iruka. Yes? Naruto looked at the ground. I feel nervous. Iruka was surprised. Wait, what? Why do you feel nervous? Naruto couldn't find the words. I am scared of being rejected. There was his true feelings. Rejected by who? Everyone. Naruto's outburst made both of them stop walking. Naruto. It's just that everyone who I'm trying to make friends with will be there. And so will their parents. Who would want their child to befriend the stupid idiot in ugly orange clothes? Naruto was speaking frantically. Iruka spoke softly. Naruto, it's okay. He put his hand on Naruto's shoulder. Yes, you may not have many friends. But a lot of friends isn't necessarily a good thing. It's good to have good friends that you can trust with your life. Really? Naruto's voice was quiet. Yeah. Naruto, you never have to worry about rejection. Because you already have me, the Hokage, Tsuchi, and I am. Ashura. Naruto added mentally. I will be right by your side through all of this. Just stay with me, because tonight we're family. Naruto tried to hold it in, but couldn't. He started crying right there. This will be quite interesting. I wonder how fireworks have changed from my time to yours. Ashura. Where the hell have you been? You can't always rely on me. You need to grow on your own sometimes. And besides, I trusted that Iruka man in that tender moment. I knew he only has your best interest in mind. So you heard. I did. And thank you for considering me a friend. Naruto smiled. He saw many familiar figures as he and Iruka got closer to the academy courtyard. He gulped at the sight of many of his classmates' parents. Namely Shikamaru's dad. Holy crap, that guy was intimidating. My memory is a little fuzzy, but he kinda reminds me of Chiseishi a little. Wasn't he that really smart guy back in your day? Yes, I wonder. Wonder about what? Nothing relevant at the moment. Anyways, he looks much smarter than his son, so try not to get into a conversation with him. Naruto? The blonde looked at Iruka. I need to help the other teachers set up. I hate to leave you alone, but will you be okay? Naruto smiled brightly at the man. I'll be fine, sensei. Just go and make sure the show goes on schedule. Naruto was scared on the inside, but he could do it. Iruka smiled and walked towards the academy entrance, entering it. We're on our own. Naruto spoke quietly. This is going to be awkward. Probably. Naruto went and got a cup of juice from a nearby table decorated with assortments. He walked over to his favorite spot at the academy, a small swing hanging from a tree. He sat down and let himself swing a little, idly staring at the Hokage monument. He heard a snotty voice by him, Hey idiot. Naruto knew who it was. Ino, good afternoon. He addressed the girl back. Ino flipped a bang out of her face and looked at the boy in disinterest. My dad told me to go say hi. He obviously doesn't know what kind of guy you are. Sassy. Beyond sassy. If she wasn't such a young, immature child, then I would say bitch. Naruto ignored that comment. What kind of guy am I? He would like to know what others thought of him. Ino seemed surprised by the question. Shut up, Naruto. What I was trying to say was us kids are grouping up around the back of the academy during the raffle. Huh? Raffle? Ino shook her head. Are you deaf too? There will be a raffle in an hour or so to get a C-rank jutsu. Even Sasuke came to get it. Ino was squealing at the end. Ashura sighed internally. Of course, Cinder's descendant would only interact with people because of the promise of power. It was a trait that seemed dominant in his brother's line, it seems. Naruto spoke. Okay, I guess I'll be there. Ino nodded haughtily. I would not have taken no as an answer. Her eyes suddenly widened. I left my precious Sasuke with forehead. Crap. She ran away, no doubt to argue with Sakura. Naruto actually enjoyed the short conversation. It made him feel like a somewhat normal kid. But now it was back to being all alone, well, mostly alone. Naruto sat by himself for a few minutes. Oh hey, a familiar presence is near us. Naruto turned around to face none other than Hyuga Hayashi. Hayashi looked as professional as ever. You noticed me, impressive. He was mildly suppressing his chakra. Naruto bowed his head slightly in respect. Hayashi-san. A pleasure to see you always. Likewise. He gestured to his side. A small girl poked her head out and looked at the blonde. This is my youngest Hanabi. I believe that you have never properly met before. Naruto smiled softly at the girl. Hello there, Hanabi. How are you? She spoke with a surprising intelligence. You are the one who saved me, I guess? You have my thanks. Naruto's own vocabulary at that age was nothing compared to Hanabi's. She had an air of grace to her words. He looked at Hayashi impressed. You have raised quite the child, Hayashi. She will be an impressive politician one day. Hayashi nodded. It seems like Naruto understood the game of politics very well. Come with me for a moment. I'm sure more of my family will want to thank you. Publicly showing a political alliance. Smart. Hayashi led him to a small group of people, all Hyuga clan by their hair and clothes. Hayashi gestured to a girl around his age who looked very shy. This is my eldest, Hinata. I assume you know each other since you are in the same class. Naruto didn't really know who she was. He had seen her a few times, but never put the connection with her and Hayashi before. But this was politics. Yes, we know each other. It's nice to see you out of class, Hinata. He smiled at her in a friendly way. She turned red and Naruto saw her feet start to shake. She leaned on a boy next to her slightly. Why, yes. I hope the evening has been treating you well. It has, and no doubt the night will be much better. Naruto shot her his winning smile. She then closed her eyes and lost her balance. Hayashi was there and holding her upright in an instant. Naruto shot him a confused look. Is she okay? She is currently ill at the moment. She said that she was fine, but I was wondering why she wasn't speaking all evening. Do not worry though, the illness is not anything serious. A perfect lie. Naruto instantly believed it. Ashura snorted, before exploding into laughter. What's so funny? You haven't noticed? Oh man, you need to find this out yourself. Well, I'm in the middle of an important conversation, so tone down. Hayashi gestured to the boy Hinata was leaning on. This is my nephew Niji. I'll leave you two while Hanabi and I take Hinata to get some water. And with that he left. Niji eyed him. I thank you for saving Hanabi-sama from her captors. You helped our clan more than you realize. Hanabi-sama? You are cousins, and you are older. Why the sama? Niji had a distasteful expression on his face. I am a member of the branch house. The Hyuga clan are split up into the main and branch houses. The main house controls the branch house, so I must show respect to my superiors. It's a barbaric system actually, filled with slavery and torture. Kurama told Ashura that, apparently changing that system was part of the 4th Hokage's agenda before he died. I do not mean to insult your family's customs, but that system will not last long in my opinion. I do not think that it is effective or particularly moral. Niji didn't seem insulted at all. He actually had a respectful look on his face. I personally agree, but I cannot do much as is. A branch member can do very little, only the clan head can. Well, Niji, with only the best interests of the Hyuga clan in mind, I think changing that system will benefit them more than hurt them. I will be sure to voice my support if that discussion ever comes up openly. Both boys knew of the political game happening. Niji was aware of Hayashi aligning himself towards the blonde. Niji didn't know why Hayashi was so interested with Naruto, but it was obvious that Hayashi expected something big from him. In 10 years his voice might actually mean a lot. Niji smiled lightly to the blonde. I'm glad that we think so similarly. It is nice to have an educated conversation with someone around my age. Likewise. Niji activated his Byakugan for a few seconds, before deactivating them and looking at Naruto. Hayashi-sama is addressing some of the other clan heads, and it seems that the raffle will be starting soon. Hinata-sama and many other kids are pooling up over there. Shall we meet up with them? Naruto nodded. I think we should. Both boys set off together. You're oddly quiet today, Ashura. You are mingling with other people your age. There is no need to intrude. I enjoy your advice. Naruto, I grew up with a half-god dad with horns and a power-obsessed brother. I really have no experience talking with kids. You do not need advice to talk to immature kids that probably still play with dolls. Let me phrase it a different way. Your presence helps soothe the nervousness inside. I appreciate that. Hinata-sama. Niji addressed his cousin as him and Naruto entered the group of kids. She blushed slightly. Niji Naruto, she was very insecure, not the best personality for a future clan leader. You are thinking too political. Try to be a kid and have some fun. I never really hanged around my peers before. What have you done for fun? I asked my wife. Excuse me? Ashura did not reply back. Hello, Sasuke. Sasuke looked to the one who addressed him, Naruto, impassively. He did not reply. Naruto ignored his silence and continued speaking. By any chance do you know what technique the raffle is giving out? Sasuke merely stared at him for a few moments before opening his mouth. I do not know, but it will be mine. Naruto did not know how to reply to that. Well, that was helpful, he added dryly. I'll be taking my leave, I guess. Sasuke grunted in response. Naruto was about to walk back from Sasuke's isolated spot to where Niji was standing when his ears suddenly twitched. Sasuke, do you hear that? Naruto's cheerful expression was gone, immediately putting Sasuke on edge. His face gained a seriousness as he concentrated on the sounds around him. The Uchiha turned back to the blonde. It sounds kinda like footsteps in the forest. Naruto heard another noise, a metallic one. That's a weapon being drawn. Get the hell down. Shit, Sasuke. Naruto tackled the boy into the ground as a flurry of shuriken assaulted them. The shuriken impacted the wall behind them. Luckily none of them hit the boys. Get to the parents. Naruto hollered as he and Sasuke got up and booked it towards their classmates' parents. Many of them were jonin. Sasuke grabbed Naruto by the arm and pulled him to the side. A lone kunai zipped past them, barely missing the blonde's head. It continued, however, straight into the crowd of students enjoying themselves, and unfortunately heading towards Ino Yamanaka, who had her back turned. Both boys watched in mute horror as the kunai approached the girl, their voices lost. Many students looking at Ino noticed it and screamed. Ino turned and could only get a small glimpse before she was tackled to the ground by an unknown figure. Naruto let out a sigh of relief. It was a Chunin. He got up and yelled to the ninja, "There is someone attacking us, whoever that was through the kunai." Naruto started to jog to him. "Naruto, stop." Naruto listened without much thought. Why? Look at his thigh. Naruto looked to the man's left thigh. There was nothing out of the ordinary, other than his empty kunai holster. Naruto's mind clicked. Wait, empty kunai holster. The Chunin had a blank expression on his face as he dropped the Yamanaka air and rushed towards the blonde, reaching into his back pouch to no doubt get another kunai. Get ready for a fight, Ashura hollered in his mind. Naruto got into a combat position, ready to parry his opponent. Fang over Fang! The Chunin was suddenly impacted by a giant spinning projectile, sending him flying into the academy wall. He heard Kiba cry, "Mom!" When the dust settled, it was indeed Kiba's feral mother Tsuminazuka. She was crouching with her canine partner right next to her. Naruto looked to the other kids to see Ino's father holding her while Shikamaru's and Choji's fathers rushed towards the assailant. Hayashi stood in front of the students, no doubt with a defensive technique ready to use in case they were attacked again, and Shino's father Shibi stood in the back, doing something with the container on his back. Are you alright? Naruto looked to see Neji at his side, helping Sasuke up. Yeah, what was that? Before Neji could answer, Shikaka started to yell out commands. Hayashi, be a Kuganon. Shibi, scout the entire area for any other unknowns. I want Inoichi here and I want this man identified by anyone who has seen him before. Any detail you know, tell me. Shikaka spoke with such authority that even his son was surprised. The other adults complied immediately, knowing that Shikaka was the Jonin commander, therefore has full authority to command them. Sim got up and walked over to the fallen Chunin. I saw him when I got here. I saw him bringing some fireworks for the festival. Hayashi walked near her. His chakra system is fluctuating rapidly. The pathways to his brain is not normal. He was not coherent when he attacked us. The Nara head nodded as Choza tied him up. Shibi? Naruto looked to see multiple small bugs being released from Shibi's long sleeves, flying into the forest in every direction. Clear for a kilometer. I will keep that perimeter. Those bugs must relay information back to him. Interesting. Very organized, very effective. These shinobi know what they are doing. No doubt they have been through war by the looks they have in their eyes. Makes me feel safe. That guy was aiming for me. Inoichi put his hand on the Chunin's head. Permission? Mind reading was a very dangerous art. Using it on an unwilling ninja could destroy his mind. And the fact that the intended target was a Konoha ninja meant only the highest in ranking could authorize it inside of the village. Shikaku, however, was high enough. Do it. The children all watched quietly as Inoichi closed his eyes and stayed still. After about 5 seconds he cursed and withdrew his hand. His mind is blocked. When I tried to probe, a fail-safe kicked in. He's a vegetable. Naruto felt a slight fear in his chest. That man was practically dead now. Neji tugged on him. Come on, let's get to Hayashi-sama. We'll be safer there. Some track his scent to find out where he came from. Shibi, go with just in case you need to contact us. Hayashi, get to the Hokage and tell him what's happening. Shibi and Sim, being former teammates, complied without argument and jumped off into the forest. Hayashi made his way to the Hokage's office, which wasn't too far from the academy. I need to sneak away. Why? There might be more. Ashura didn't yell or anything, he merely pointed out the obvious. Exactly. He went after me. And if there is any more, then they would go after me too. I don't want to endanger the others. To Naruto's surprise, Ashura chuckled. Calm down. I did not say no. The man watching us, Choza, is talking to his son right now. Use that opportunity to escape. Naruto nodded and silently backed off into the tree-ling. Duck. Naruto dropped his head. A kunai whizzed by and impacted a tree near him. Naruto turned around to face the assailant. His eyes widened. Kotetsu. He's the one who guards the gate. He usually is very nice to you. Kotetsu had a blank face. He did not say a word. Kotetsu, what's wrong? Why are you attacking me? Kotetsu still had a strange expression on his face. He still stayed silent. Naruto, I do not think he is in the right mind. He usually is very talkative. Maybe what Hayashi said was right. Something is affecting their minds. Kotetsu rushed at him. And Naruto jumped away from a kunai slice. Are you ready to use my power? Yeah, let's do this. As if Kotetsu heard his thoughts, he pulled out 2-foot-long blades of his back, dual-wielding them. Naruto looked to his side. The kunai thrown at him rested in a tree next to him. The blonde grabbed it and wielded it his left hand. Go! Naruto quickly brought down a diagonal slice at his opponent, who parried with one of his blades. They stood in a small power struggle, which wasn't going to last long. Naruto took advantage of his smaller size and went to kick out Kotetsu's legs, only for him to jump back. Naruto cracked his knuckles before channeling his chakra. Rat. Hare. Horse. Dog. Chakra absorption technique. Naruto felt his right hand tingle, and he could feel a sure as thick chakra pooling in the seal on his stomach. He placed his hand on the seal and pulled. His entire body tingled as Ashura's chakra flooded him. He could see the white energy being dragged into his hand. Kotetsu rushed at the blonde, swinging both blades at different angles, making it impossible to block with only one kunai. Naruto brought up his kunai hand to block one knife, while using the other to grab Kotetsu's wrist. Kotetsu was bigger, and therefore stronger, than the small boy. And the block would have done nothing if Naruto wasn't reinforced by the foreign chakra. Naruto quickly brought up his right foot and kicked the Chunin's stomach with all his might. Kotetsu's flak jacket absorbed much of the impact, but the kick left him doubled over. Naruto took that opportunity and firmly grabbed Kotetsu's wild black hair. He roughly pulled his head back before slamming it into his knee. Blood exploded out of the Chunin's nose as it broke, and Kotetsu's body limply rolled to the ground. That was surprisingly easy, Naruto said slowly, in awe of the power he just used. You're not that strong, Kotetsu, or whoever is controlling Kotetsu did not expect such a strange power to come from you. They were surprised. Way to burst my bubble, Naruto finished lamely. Enough. Did you notice where he came from? No, not really. Around the back of the Hokage's monument. That's where Irika and the others are setting up the fireworks, Naruto exclaimed in shock. We need to hurry then. Naruto set off running. Shit! Naruto just barely managed to sidestep a flying kick from yet another Chunin. He felt the back of his neck tingle and turned slightly to see a giant fireball rushing towards him. Just like we planned. White chakra pooled around the boy's back and a giant white hand of energy shot out of Naruto's shoulder blade. It grabbed the fireball and quickly extinguished it. Two of them, damn it. Naruto looked between the one standing rigidly in front of him and one crouched in a tree a few meters to his side. The one in the tree tensed his muscles, about to pounce. 8 trigrams, 16 palms. Naruto quickly ducked underneath a sword slash and hit his opponent in the stomach with a chakra-enhanced kick. Naruto looked to his side to see the Chunin in the tree collapse to the ground. Niji! What are you doing here? Niji poked the Chunin Naruto kicked multiple times, no doubt using a Hyuga technique to subdue him. You do realize we were speaking when you snuck away, right? And I decided to make sure you were not getting into trouble, which was apparently a good decision. Naruto nodded, well, thank you. His face gained a more serious edge, but onto another matter, these Chunins. There's something wrong with them, I know. The one I attacked should have noticed me immediately since I cannot mask my chakra signature. Naruto prodded the Chunin with a sword with his foot, and this guy had the reflexes of a snail. I'm 9 and I defeated him. Do you have any ideas? Naruto pointed to his left. Whatever or whoever is doing this is behind the Hokage monument. All of these Chunins are ones working on the fireworks show. Maybe it's an attack on the village? Security is spread thin around the walls since a festival is a good time for another village to attack, and inside attack is unexpected. But the fireworks show, are they going to replace them with a bomb or something? Why target them? Niji shrugged and started to walk. When they don't fire, people will investigate. If there is people trying to do something, it is best to hit them while they are still building their plan. Both boys paid no attention to the fact that they were both not ninja, and that the enemy was probably much stronger than them. This is it. I see the fireworks set up right there. Naruto pointed to the setup. It was in the middle of a medium-sized clearing. There was a very small stone building next to the expensive apparatus. Niji activated his Byakugan. My senses are fuzzy. I can make out a large chakra in the entire clearing. We must be in the center of it since this is where the most is. Naruto looked around cautiously. Do you have any idea where the person doing this is? Chakra meant life, and only humans can use it in such a way. Naruto be damned if a ninja beaver or something did this. You are getting distracted. Refocus. Niji turned his head sharply to his right. I sense multiple signatures coming our way. Naruto watched in a battle stance, his stolen kunai at the ready. The figures entered the clearing. Well shit. Naruto gritted his teeth. He spoke slowly and seriously. Niji. What the hell is wrong with them? Their chakra pathways from the brain are completely messed up. I can probably disable them with the Hyuga Taijutsu. We don't know what they can do. They outnumber us. Niji took a few steps back so he was closer to the blonde. I can identify them. Izumo is the other gate guard. Daikoku is my academy teacher. Suzume teaches special female classes. He looked at the blonde concerned. And you know Irika very well. Fire style. Grand fireball. Naruto's eyes widened as Izumo weaved through hand seals and released his technique. Shit! Naruto yelled as both boys jumped away from the burning sphere. The veins around Niji's eyes looked like they were about to burst as the Hyuga scrutinized his enemies. He didn't even need to turn his head to address the blonde next to him. Naruto, do you know any ninjutsu? Naruto nodded. I know one, the chakra transfer technique. But I don't know how it will help in this situation. Daikoku's still body suddenly spurred to life and lunged at the boys. Earth style, armor. The teacher's arm became surrounded by rock as he rushed the boys. Naruto had to jump away again to avoid impact. Suddenly he started to feel dizzy. The girl is attempting a genjutsu on you. I got it. Naruto! Niji yelled as he attempted to poke Daikoku, only for it to be blocked by the teacher's stone arm. Suzume is a genjutsu type. I'm immune, are you okay? Am I? Naruto addressed his partner. With me here you will be fine. Niji! I can dispel them easily. Don't worry. Naruto's lie went over Niji's head since he was currently fighting. Suzume suddenly went completely still, and Izumo started to stir. The gate guard pulled out a strange-looking chain thing and started to spin it. That's a Kasari Fundo. It's also called Manriki Kasari or just Manriki. It is a weight attached to a chain. When you spin the chain, you add momentum to the weight at the end. A good swing can easily destroy your bones. Naruto nodded and held his stolen kunai tight. Izumo attacked. He swung the Kasari downwards. Naruto sidestepped and started to weave through hand seals. Rat. Hare. Horse. Dog. Chakra transfer technique. He restocked on Ashura's chakra. A chakra arm shot of the boy's hand and grabbed the chain, giving it a hard yank and propelling Izumo towards the blonde. Naruto put down the kunai, not going for a kill, opting to bring his fist up instead. White chakra pooled around his fist as his target approached. Izumo still looked completely emotionless as he went through seals in the air. Water style, syrup trap. A clear, sticky liquid shot out of his mouth in a giant wave, heading towards the blonde at an alarming rate. Cover yourself. Naruto dropped the arm holding Izumo and formed a giant sphere or Ashura's chakra around himself. After a few moments, he dropped it. Remember, you can only manage one arm at a time. Around Naruto was a giant field of the strange liquid. The boy could see grass slowly float around in it. It's some sort of adhesive. Aid what? Naruto could hear Ashura sigh in his mind. Glue, Naruto. It's glue. Naruto could clearly see Izumo standing in it. But at closer inspection he was on top of it. He is using his chakra to stand on top of the glue. Naruto thought grimly. Naruto chucked his kunai at his foe. Izumo jumped in the air to avoid, only to be smacked like a fly into the glue. Naruto stared wide eyes at Izumo's easy defeat. I did it. Holy crap, was that easy? Naruto turned in Niji's direction. The slow-moving Daikoku started to move faster and faster, and was quickly overpowering the Hyuga. Shit. Naruto stared to run towards his comrade going to assist him. He felt a spell of dizziness. Another illusion, that girl is back up. Naruto looked to Niji's fight. Daikoku was moving slower now. Niji was looking reasonable fighting the older man. Ashura, only 2 people are fighting us at a time. Yes, whoever is doing this can only control a duo. If only one is controlled, then the power of the controlled will be much stronger. What should we do? Silence reigned for a moment. Fight her, I have an idea. Naruto ran towards Suzume with pace, getting near her in seconds. Suzume swung a fist at him. Naruto blocked with one arm and punched her in the chest. She stumbled back and coughed, looking dazed. She suddenly stiffened and rushed back towards the blonde. She pulled a kunai out of a back pouch, rushing forwards. Naruto ducked, dodging a killing blow. He swept his legs towards the teacher, knocking her off balance. Naruto quickly kicked her wrist, dislodging the kunai from her grip, before grabbing her from the collar and holding her up. What now? Daikoku could go full power at any moment now. Absorb the chakra in her neck slowly. Naruto listened and activated the chakra absorption technique. He quickly felt the tingling in his arm, and then pain. What? Ashura. It was a terrible aching pain. Redirected it and release it. Your body can't handle 5 chakras in it. Naruto's arm started to pain immensely. What? Just release it. Just think it. Ashura's voice was a loud yell. Naruto held his opposing arm up, and quickly started flowing chakra to it. He felt the tenketsu in his shoulders and upper body tingle as the foreign chakra traveled through. With the chakra entering his left hand, it started to pain immensely. Naruto used all of his own chakra to push at it, trying to push the foreign chakra out. A sudden explosion of energy propelled him to the ground, dropping an unconscious Suzume to the floor. Naruto looked to see a giant wave of energy impact Daikoku, sending him hurtling into a tree. Niji looked at him in alarm. Naruto looked at his own hand in alarm. You pushed out the chakra very fast and suddenly, creating a projectile of some kind. That was amazing. Naruto had a slight giddiness to his voice. Niji deactivated his Byakugan and sighed in relief. Thank you, Naruto, for whatever that YUGH. He was cut off by a kick to the face that sent him flying to the ground. Niji! Naruto looked to the assailant. An emotionless Iruka. Naruto took a deep breath. You ready? Naruto gulped and nodded. Iruka leaped, weaving hand seals in the air. A fireball shot out of his mouth. Naruto swatted it away with a chakra hand, before jumping away from a kick. Naruto blocked punch, and then leaned back from a kick, only to roll on the ground away from another attack. Naruto grabbed Iruka's wrist and pulled on it. The teacher lost his balance. Naruto cocked his fist back. Before he attacked, Iruka hit him with a brutal headbutt, sending the boy flying back. Naruto realized this was a losing battle. He kicked, he blocked, he dodged. Iruka kept on coming with stamina. Iruka jumped back and started to go through seals. A torrent of water shot out of his mouth. Naruto ran, the torrent following him. The boy got behind a tree. He could feel the water pressure beating against his cover. When it ended, Naruto jumped away from his hiding spot, creating a hand chakra to squish Iruka. The teacher rolled out of the way and fired another fireball, only to be intercepted by a smaller ball of fire, coming from the woods. Naruto looked in towards where the fireball came from. He saw what seemed like the cavalry. Sasuke? The Uchiha jumped near the blonde. What is this? Mind control, I think. Naruto seemed more confused than anything. Like a Yamanaka? Like a Yamanaka? Iruka went back into action, not giving the boys time to plan. He fired 3 fireballs at the boys. Naruto back, Sasuke said sternly. He got in front and went through seals. Fire release, flamethrower. A continuous stream of fire shot out of Sasuke's mouth. He sprayed the opposing flames with his. The fireballs lost shape and dissipated. When it ended, Sasuke collapsed panting. An 8-year-old did not have the chakra capacity to do that. Are you alright? Naruto asked. Sasuke grunted. That took a lot. No more jutsu from me. Naruto nodded, and surrounded his arm with white chakra, forming a type of armor. He rushed to Iruka, and aimed a punch. The teacher parried and slammed his fist into the blonde's face. Naruto stumbled before trying to regaining his footing. Naruto couldn't get back into form as Iruka onslaught him. All Naruto could do was dodge. He ducked, he leaned, he parried, he ran. But he couldn't attack. That was Sasuke's job. He tackled Iruka down and aimed a hard kick to the chest. Iruka showed no outward reaction to the blow and flipped away, settling back into a fighting stance. Iruka turned only to see a streak of orange. Naruto swung around and put all his weight into a viscous roundhouse kick. The blow hit Iruka in the ribs and sent him sprawling into the ground. The human sacrifice created an arm of chakra, ready to absorb the foreign chakra inside of the academy teacher. But stopped at a voice. Naruto, I got this. Neji, who was holding his head, wobbled over. His fingers glowed as he poked Iruka multiple times. Neji noticed the two other boys looking curiously. My taijutsu style involves channeling chakra to your fingertips and using the Byakugan to seal tenketsu. Both Uzumaki and Uchiha nodded, getting the gist. Sasuke flipped his hair. What now? Naruto looked to the small stone building. Whoever did this is in there. Neji and Sasuke nodded, and Naruto continued, let's go. Suddenly the ground started to shake. The earthquake made the boys lose their footing. Daikoku shit. Niji's eyes widened. He's channeling a large amount of chakra into his lungs and throat. Sasuke yelled, I know those hand signs, it's the dragon flame bullet. Daikoku leaned back and took a giant inhale of air. Naruto could see the slight glow coming from his mouth as he released a giant wave of fire. It took shape into a flaming dragon that started to rush them with increasing speed. Naruto could feel the fear swell in his chest. Calm down. He desperately tried to pull on any chakra he could muster. Concentrate. He was pulling too fast. The chakra started to flow wildly. Naruto felt dizzy. Naruto, calm down. Idiot, a deep baritone voice rang in his mind. Complete idiot. Naruto felt a burst of strange energy flow through him, making adrenaline seem tame. A strange red energy impacted the dragon, causing a massive explosion. Naruto was blown back by the blast, his head hitting a rock. He saw fireworks launch into the air, and the bright colors in the sky was the last thing he saw before losing consciousness. Thanks, Kurama. Thank you? The idiot panicked. I'll work on that. You better. Ashura snapped his head towards his brother. Shit. Kurama, do you feel that? The chakra controlling the humans, it is in the clearing. Whoever is doing this is in the open. Damn it. Naruto's unconscious and not in his mindscape. This chakra, I have felt chakra like this before. Kurama smirked. Oh my, if that happens. Ashi Yamanaka rolled his wheelchair through the destroyed clearing, his 65-year-old arms aching at the task. He squinted because of the bright lights above him, and his ears ached by the loud banging. But there was his target in front of him. All he had to do was cross this desolated battlefield, which was difficult in a wheelchair. Ashi's blonde hair was receding, his vibrant blue eyes pale and dulling. The once lively expression he once held was wrinkled and weary. Pain. He tried to deal with the pain. The pain of fighting a war, the pain of losing his legs, the pain of losing family and friends. Just like Shiri, he tried to live with the pain and couldn't. Yes, Naruto wasn't the Kyuubi. But he housed it, and such a bringer of pain needed to be destroyed. Naruto wasn't a bad kid, but sacrifices had to be made. Ashi neared the boy and started his jutsu. In a few simple moments the boy would be dead. Ashi entered Naruto's mind. Ashi wasn't scared of the Kyuubi, he knew it was sealed tight. The fourth was too good even for the 9 tails. In the mind he wasn't a cripple. He had legs for 40 years, so his mindscape persona had legs also. He walked down the dark sewers with confidence, flexing his 30-year-old body like it was real, which it felt like it was. He would confront the Kyuubi, look it in its eyes as he activated the mind destruction jutsu, and kill both the fox and the boy. He could see the end of the hallway, time for action. Hello? A civilized voice said. Ashi stared, eyes wide. Ashura looked back, a blank expression on his face. Slowly Ashi regained his composure. Kyuubi? Ashura shook his head. No, my name is Ashura. And you are Ashi Yamanaka, former ANBU captain. How do you know this? Ashi was on guard, This has never happened in the veteran's 50 years of walking mines. Ashura smirked. Your mind is not as powerful as mine. I am merely picking up leaking memories coming from you. Your skills have atrophied. Ashi growled. Who exactly are you? I will take the answers by force. Try. Ashi launched forwards. Ashura ducked under a punch, and brought his fist into Ashi's meaty stomach. The Mind Walker sprawled to the ground before scrambling up, glaring at his foe. Ashura looked calm as ever as he brought up his hand. A white energy formed in his open palm. It glowed for a moment before a white Shikujo rested in his hands. He span it for a moment before holding it into a more battle-like stance. Ashi blitzed the sage, going in for a bear tackle. Ashura danced around him and hit him in the back with his Shikujo painfully. Ashi rolled and span around, going in for a roundhouse kick. Ashura grabbed his leg and toppled him backwards. Ashi plunged back into the shallow water. The Yamanaka got back up only for the Shikujo to smack him in the face. Ashura grabbed him by the hair and slammed Ashi's face into his knee. Yes, it was in the mind, and not physically real. But the pain was really simulated through their full conscious. So it felt real, and Ashi was in agony. Ashi spat out blood and fired a grand fireball at his foe. Ashura merely swung his Shikujo and destroyed it. The sage grabbed Ashi by the neck and punched his throat. Ashi felt the air leave him and not return. Ashura then smashed his fist into the Mind Walker's face over and over. Ashi's vision was spinning as he wheezed on the floor. Ashura eyed his opponent. Before frowning at a small speck of blood on his coat, he tried to wipe it, forgetting about the man on the floor. Bravo, Ashura. You are quite the fighter for a pacifist. Ashura frowned. Sometimes an ass-kicking is necessary, despite how much I dislike it. Ashi noticed the giant fox and trembled. T the QB. Hello there, Ashi. Oh, I killed your daughter, sorry about that. Kurama, that is not appropriate. Ashura addressed his brother. Ashi's eyes widened. Oh, how do you know about that? He started coughing after the sentence. I sensed your memories and the malice you were showing against me as you approached. If it makes any condolences, I really did not mean to kill her. Kurama didn't sound very sorry, but internally he kinda was. Ashi's face morphed into fury. Stop it! I'll kill you! He brought up his hands and attempted to use his jutsu, only for nothing to happen. Ashura started to walk up to him. You made a mistake underestimating Kurama, and your age made you naive. You should have planned for an unknown like me. He grabbed Ashi's face with both hands. As much as I hate taking a life, you have been through a lot of pain. And sometimes the best way to truly ease someone's pain is to put them out of their misery. Ashura's hands started to glow white. Be with your daughter and comrades in the next life. Let your pain go away. In the real world, Ashi's body was slack because of the mind walk, looking like he was sleeping. Blood slowly started to trickle from his ears, then his nose, mouth, and finally from his eyes. He never even knew he died. Silence reigned in the clearing, staying for minutes. A bug slowly landed on Ashi's forehead, crawling around a little before flying off. Right into the hand of Shibi Aburaim. He's dead. Shibi spoke. Figures started to walk out of the tree line. Hayashi, Chuza, and some made their way to the boys and Chunits, while Shibi went to check the area. Shikaka frowned at the sight of Ashi. Inoichi? Inoichi stared at his old family member. I did not know. Ashi cut all ties and moved into the veteran's home. I did not think he could do this at his age. Shikaka shook his head. All of us forgot who Ashi used to be, heralded as the strongest Yamanaka in centuries, survivor of every shinobi war. A borderline S-class ninja who in his prime had the ability to control up to 5 people at once. Not anymore though. Inoichi added, he's just a dead man now. Report. A stern voice rang in a dim room. He reports to me, Danzo, he's my agent. Does it really matter, Hiruzen? Sarutobi took a puff of his pipe, a good stress reliever. Anyways, take that mask of dog. Dog nodded and took his special mask off. The dual-colored eyes of Kakashi Hatake stared at the elders, the Sharingan spinning for a moment. I tracked down every place Ashi has been the last few days, Hokage-sama. I found no suspicious place or any place out of the ordinary. Plain sight is one of the best hiding spots, Danzo added. Kakashi nodded. Yes, Danzo-sama. I checked for any trails and found nothing relating the Yamanaka clan to the attack. The closest scent of a Yamanaka is Inoichi's flower shop, which is still a quarter kilometer away. Hiruzen sighed in relief. The Yamanakas are not rebelling, no need for measures like the Uchiha. Kakashi, being Hiruzen's most trusted captain, knew of the Uchiha incident, and showed no outward signs or emotion. Danzo nodded. Good, the Yamanaka's interrogation abilities are invaluable. And they're good people. Irrelevant. Hiruzen stopped himself from bickering with his former teammate. Kakashi, tell me how Ashi died. From the autopsy, something went wrong in the mind-walking process. His brain was Kakashi couldn't find the right words. Mushed, grated, liquidated, completely destroyed. Hiruzen's face scrunched up in thought. Maybe, just maybe, it was the Kyuubi. I am not quite sure how being a Jinchuriki affects the mindscape, but Ashi probably ran into the Kyuubi. Hayashi did say he saw some of its chakra through his Byakugan. Is it possible Jinchuriki are immune to the Yamanaka? That information could be useful when we catch one. If we catch one, Danzo, we are not going to kidnap a nation's valuable weapon for no good reason. Danzo shrugged in response. Hiruzen took his pipe out of his mouth. Kakashi, dismissed. The ANBU left without a word. Thoughts, Danzo? Many veterans are losing their composure. We should assign their younger comrades or students to check on them to test their psyche. A different response than Danzo's usual kill-all-weak response. The Hokage nodded. Yes, I was thinking the exact same thing for once. Hiruzen eyed his advisor. But this might not be the last attack on Naruto. We need precautions. I want him to come with me, but you will not allow that. The boy is growing immensely, being able to fight off Ashi's abilities at his age. His connections to the Hyuga, and now possibly the Uchiha, will help him also. I say we put stronger patrols in his area at night, and when he becomes a genin, give him to Kakashi. Hiruzen nodded, and hopefully Jiraiya will come soon. I doubt it. Hiruzen sighed. He'll come to see his godson sooner or later. I believe it will be later, and by then the boy will probably have no need for a godfather, or a real father. The Hokage caught the subtle meaning. I taught Jiraiya and know him, he'll come. And Naruto will learn who his father is in due time. Let's keep him invested in the village sooner before he leaves it. Your time is coming. Some might take that as a threat, but Hiruzen didn't. That is hopefully what Kakashi is for. Kids get attached easily. Too easily. You okay? Naruto groaned at Ashura's voice. Headache. He mumbled quietly. Here. Naruto's headache started to lighten. What happened? Naruto sleepily stared at his apartment's ceiling. How did I get here? Turns out Ashi was a Yamanaka. He went into your mind and I defeated him. The parents came a few minutes later and secured you guys. Well, what a birthday that was. I missed the fireworks. Shame. Well, the Hokage left a note on your table. I think he wants to see you. Naruto stretched as he got up. I'll go in an hour. Food first. Well, anyways, good job on using my chakra. It was a bit clunky, but you were effective. Creating chakra limbs was a bit weird. Your chakra though was amazing though, never felt so good before. Well, we used too much too fast. It seems like my chakra will only complement your fighting style, not be the main tactic. Shame, your chakra is one hell of a Naruto searched for a word, chakra. He finished lamely. My chakra is unique as you know. But one thing we have to work on was your composure, you freaked out. Naruto rummaged through his pantries. Yeah, I need to practice on a lot of things. Well, eat and get ready. We are training after you meet the Hokage. Hopefully in a few years you'll become perfectly comfortable with my powers. 3 years later. Are you sure it will work? Yes, Tanbo, with your information, and Shimon's clearance, we can pull this off. But this seems too difficult, impossible. It only seems impossible, but it is easier than you think. So we get the scroll then? We escape the village. Then where Mizuki? Where do we go then? Mizuki gave a sinister smile. Orochimaru, we go to Orochimaru. Tanbo gulped and slowly nodded. Okay, just give me the plan. Konoha Maximum Security Prison. Good afternoon, Shimon, or should I say night? Very funny, Gato. You're lucky you don't have the graveyard shift. Shimon gave a friendly smile as he approached the gate guard of the Konoha prison. Gato. Gato chuckled. I'm just waiting for Mira to come, then I can go home and get some real food. Shimon laughed back. I know how you feel, the food here reeks. Gato looked towards the front door curiously. Wonder where Mira is, that bastard is always late. Shimon made his way around Gato. How about you head one home? I'll take your spot. In reality, Mira's body was somewhere hidden 20 kilometers from Konoha, but Gato didn't need to know that. Gato looked at him. Really? But you have your own job. Shimon gave a reassuring smile. Don't worry, I saw Miru a few hours ago. He said he was doing something. That might be why he is so late. Gato nodded. Okay, thanks a lot, Shimon. After Gato left, Shimon sat down in the front chair for a few minutes. After it looked worn, he got up and walked deeper into the prison. He quietly made his way through the prison, using hidden passageways only the guards knew of, until he made his way into cell block B. Second cell in the second hallway. That was the cell Shimon was looking for. He got in front of the cell. He noticed the eyes watching him. Ready, Mizuki? Mizuki nodded. Shimon grabbed a kunai and a vial filled with a liquid from his pouch. He doused the kunai with the liquid and spilled some of the floor. Mira's blood was in the vial. He then took his keys and unlocked the cell. Mizuki walked up to him. You ready? Shimon gulped. Yes, when I wake up, make my way to the Hokage. Yes, I mean the other part also. They can tell if you didn't struggle. Shimon ruffled his hair. Okay, do it. Mizuki ruthlessly punched Shimon's temple, knocking him out and no doubt leaving a nasty bruise for authenticity. Mizuki picked up the vial and made his way to the exit. He smirked. It's time for revenge. 12 hours earlier. Are you ready for the test? Iruka Yumino asked his class. Of course it went unnoticed by the loud children. Iruka sighed. Hey, shut up. The class instantly stopped speaking. There you go. Anyways, are you kids ready for the final exam? His answer was multiple nods and murmurs of yes. Good, Choji, you first. The chubby Akimichi boy gulped before setting his bag of chips down. He walked down the stairs and made his way to the examination room. Uzumaki Naruto, who sat in the corner of his room with his head down, sighed. You should have stocked up on food yesterday when I told you. I thought we had at least 5 cups of ramen. We did. You ate all of them as a midnight snack. Come on, Ashura, I was hungry. You are always hungry. True. Sasuke Uchiha, who sat next to him, looked at him. What did you say? Naruto propped his head on his chin. Nothing. Sasuke looked at his pseudo-friend/acquaintance, before grunting and returning to his own thoughts. You really need to keep your thoughts to me only. I can't help but speak sometimes. You sound like you are right next to me. I've been speaking to you for 4 years now. Learn. Shino, you're up. Iruka announced. Shino quietly made his way into the room. Holy sage, I am hungry. Stop complaining. And using my father's name like that is strange. Well, I'm hungry, fix me. Ask that Choji kid. He always has food. I can't, he's nice and all, but Shikamaru is there and he'll ask questions. The exam door opened. Sakura. Naruto eyed the eating Choji, licking his lips at the sight of barbecue crisps. He felt his stomach rumble quietly at the sight. Sasuke, come up. Iruka's voice snapped him out of his thoughts. Naruto looked at the Uchiha. Good luck. He glanced at the blonde. I don't need it. Arrogant bastard. He gets that from my brother. A defining trait of his line. And I get all my badass traits from you? It must have skipped a generation. Oh, you motherf. Iruka's voice rang. Naruto. It's time for the test. You did good in taijutsu, your test scores were good too. Now all there's left is ninjutsu, you ready? Naruto smiled and nodded. Hell yeah, I am ready. Iruka got out a clipboard. Okay, Naruto, do a substitution with the chair over there. Naruto looked at the chair for a moment, before he vanished out of sight and a chair took the spot he once was. Iruka turned his head to see the blonde standing at the chair's original position. Impressive, you didn't even need to use hand signs or say the name. Because I'm awesome and don't need to. Naruto poked his chest as he bragged. Or because I thought hand seals took too long and saying the name was stupid. Naruto rolled his eyes. This is my moment, don't ruin it. Iruka wrote something down. Do the transformation now. Into? I don't care. Naruto smirked and then only activated the last hand seal of the sequence, Ram. A plume of smoke engulfed him for a few seconds. Iruka found himself looking at a tall, lean young man with black hair, blank headband, and white clothing. His eyes were so black it seemed like there were no pupils to them. In reality, there actually were no pupils, since Ashura Otsutsuki has strange genes. Iruka didn't realize that he was looking at the most powerful man in his current time. Is this good? Naruto's disguised form actually spoke with an altered voice. Deep and powerful, but it seemed safe. Iruka nodded slowly. Yeah, it's extremely good. Naruto dropped it. Beautifully executed, right? It was only beautiful because it was of me. Iruka gave the blonde a smile. Amazingly executed. Finally, it is the clone. Well, we tried. Naruto smiled sheepishly and rubbed the back of his neck. I'm about that, sensei. He avoided eye contact as he trailed off. Iruka knew exactly what he was meaning. You can't do it. Can you? He deadpanned. Naruto chuckled nervously. Iruka sighed and shook his head. Naruto, you do know you can't pass without it. The boy gulped. Iruka reached behind him. A student can't become a genin without knowing the 3 techniques under normal circumstances. The corner of his lips tugged up, but a normal student doesn't kick the ass of chunins on a regular basis. He tossed a headband at the boy. Congratulations. The Hokage told me to pass you no matter what. Naruto took a moment to absorb the information, before smiling brightly. Hell yes. Good, now we can actually fix the world. Iruka looked at the boy tying the headband around his head. Naruto, I do want to ask one thing. Yeah, Iruka-sensei? You obviously put extra practice into the other 2 techniques. Couldn't you have learned all 3 of them regularly instead of mastering 2 of them? The clone one was useless, that's why. The clone one was stupid, that's why. He rubbed the new metal of his headband, and besides, the test didn't even matter in the end. Iruka chuckled. Well, can't argue with that. Anyways, I'll meet up with you in an hour to celebrate at Ichiraku's. Congrats, Naruto. Thanks, Shikamaru. Naruto smiled at the Nara on the outside, but on the inside he was swearing that he got into this conversation. Hey, I can hear these thoughts. Where did you learn such foul language? Tone it down. Naruto ignored him. Shikamaru leaned against the desk. How did you find the test? Easy. Short. If he seemed uninterested, then maybe Shikamaru would leave. Shikamaru nodded. Do you have any guesses on who will be teamed up with who? That actually got Blonde's attention more. He shrugged, keeping up the act, never put any thought into it. My team will be with Choji and Ino. Naruto gave him a shocked look. What? How do you know? So much for the act. I tried Ashura. Shikamaru smirked a little. I just asked my dad. He has a say in these things, and since his team was so effective, the Hokage decided to make it again. So do you know everyone's group? I know a lot of them. How about mine? Shikamaru got up from his leaning position. Okay, but you got to answer one of my questions first. Shit. Ashura. What? It's only a question. Fine, shoot. Do you realize that you randomly talk to yourself, right? You don't do it like a crazy person though, you do it like you're having a legitimate conversation with someone. Can you tell me why? Naruto blinked. Well, shit. At that moment, Iruka walked out of the exam room. Okay, guys. Let me tell you one more thing before you are dismissed. Shikamaru! You may be a ninja now, but get back to your seat. Naruto sighed in relief. Shikamaru frowned. Naruto will probably escape after Iruka stopped talking. His question will go unanswered. Shikamaru had his guesses, but the thought of investigating was too troublesome. Actually, the thought of Naruto was too troublesome to even think. 1 week until I get my team and do ninja things. Yeah. Ashura, I'm bored. He could hear Ashura sigh in his mind. Okay, you are bored. What are you going to do about it? Naruto didn't feel like training today, and the only other things he did was prank people or mess with the Hokage. I would do a prank. Really? Ashura never condemned him for pranking, but he never encouraged them either. I think the Hokage monument would look better in color. Naruto felt a smile rise on his face. Everything looks good in color, yes, Ashura. Hey! People are giving you looks. Oh. The blonde forgot he was walking down the streets of Konoha. Many passerby were looking at him strangely due to his outburst. Hokage-sama, you cannot allow this desecration of our village's biggest pride. Hiruzen glanced at the raving Chunin for a moment before looking back to the now colorized Hokage monument. He slowly took a puff of his pipe. Personally, I quite like it. The boy had nice artistic hand actually. Naruto yawned as he entered his apartment. Holy sage, I'm tired. It is 10, and that is late for a child. Child. I'm a ninja. A ninja child. Naruto shook his head and collapsed on his bed, releasing a massive yawn. You are not going to change? Who the hell cares? I'm tired. Such an attitude. Yes, I do have an attitude. He heard Ashura laugh a little in his mind, before his senses started to slowly dull. Shit! Get up! W-opt! Naruto ungracefully shot out of his bed and onto the floor. A fluctuating chakra is approaching rapidly. I sense distress. Naruto channeled a small amount of Ashura's chakra to sharpen his mind. He opened his window and grabbed onto a pole. He climbed up so he was on top of his roof. He noticed a figure running by his apartment, a giant cylinder on his back and blood on his clothes. He has a Konoha headband. Naruto saw the look of terror on his face. Hey! He called, over here! The figure saw him and broke into a sprint towards him. Oh, thank the gods, another ninja. What happened? He took rapid breaths. Holy shit, a fellow ninja stole the Hokage's forbidden scroll and tried to escape the village. I found him and tried to fight him, but he was too strong. I just barely managed to stun him and take the scroll. Please help me. Naruto grabbed his arm. Calm down, tell me your name. He started to take deep breaths. Tanbo. My name is Tanbo. Chunin. Naruto nodded. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. His eyes widened. Yes. The one who betrayed the village, Miru, used to be one of the Chunins who chased you. You can easily outrun him and hide while I set up an ambush or trap or something. Shouldn't we call for help? Of course. But we don't have time. Get the scroll out of here while I get to the Hokage. No doubt the ANBU will be noticed soon. What? That sentence confused the blonde more than clarified. Ashura? The scroll is unbelievably valuable. We cannot let it get stolen. Let's take it and hide. Naruto looked at him in the eyes and nodded. I'll go to one of the southwestern training grounds, those are the most dense. You and the backup find me there. He saw Tanbo nod and jumped away, running at full speed. After a few moments, Tanbo turned around, a smirk forming on his face. Way too easy. Naruto leaned against a tree, in the most hidden spot of training ground 47 he could find. This is so nerve-wracking. He didn't get a response. Ashura? One moment, Naruto. Do you sense it, Kurama? Yes, the scroll. I thought you would have sensed it earlier, given your previous hosts. It must have been activated after we found the first one. Naruto opened the scroll. What? It's forbidden. I sense some of my uncle's chakra in it. A disc must be inside of it. Naruto's eyes widened. He grabbed the scroll and attempted to open it, only for nothing to happen. Kurama? You need the pure blood of a Hokage. The boy is only a half-blood. So he can't open it? Damn. Kurama stayed silent for a moment. He actually may be able to. Asira raised his eyebrow. Elaborate. The scroll was made by the first Hokage, and most of the sealing array was oversaw by his wife, who was much better at Fuinjutsu than him. Her blood is also key to opening it. The first wife was Mito Uzumaki, and Naruto has the blood of an Uzumaki and a Hokage. It's worth a try. Damn it! Naruto tried to claw the scroll open. Open, you stupid thing! I have an idea. Shoot. I notice a blood seal on the front. If I channel some of my pure chakra into your blood and then put it on the seal, then it might actually work. Naruto didn't put a lot of thought into the holes of the idea, which was fine with Ashura. Naruto took out one of his new kunais and cut his palm. He swiped the open cut onto the seal. The seal glowed for a moment before the blonde heard a clicking noise. The seal unraveled onto the floor. Yes. Naruto felt the cut on his hand heal and propped the open scroll on his lap. Tell me where. Left. More left. Keep going. Wait until I say stop, stop. Right a little in there. Naruto eyed a very complex seal on the scroll. It looked different. Different than any other seal in the scroll. Naruto activated the chakra transfer technique and channeled Ashura's chakra into his hand placed in on the seal. As he retracted his hand, there was a glowing ball in it. The ball slowly started to take shape and morphed into a glowing disc. The light started to fire and Naruto found himself holding a white disc. The boy stared expectantly. So what now? The disc wasn't reacting to anything. I guess we keep it and wait, maybe we need all of them. Naruto looked around the forest. Oh crap, I forgot about the thief and Tombo. Where is ANBU and our backup? I am sure they will come. Well, while we wait, there is something to occupy ourselves with. Naruto glanced at the scroll. Ashura, I don't think we are supposed to learn these. We won't learn suicide techniques, only really helpful ones. There was a reason it was called forbidden, but the thought of all those powerful and cool techniques right in his hands. Naruto nodded enthusiastically. Naruto exhaled as he wiped a bead or sweat of his forehead. Wow, that was a challenge, and it was only one technique. I've committed a few to memory. I will be able to teach them to you in the future. Naruto smiled and nodded to himself. Good. But that shadow clone though, it is actually useful compared to the regular clone. Ashura was quiet for a moment. A chakra is approaching. Naruto closed the scroll and looked to his left. Tombo. The Chunin jumped out. Naruto, thank the gods I found you. Where is the backup? It has been an hour or so. Tombo started to walk towards the blonde. I tried to get them and... Naruto's eyes widened as Tombo's blood landed on his face. The kunai that destroyed his head missing Naruto's own head by centimeters, leaving a small cut on his face. Tombo's headless body landed on the floor. Oh shit, a dark voice echoed. I was looking for a double kill. Naruto swallowed the vomit in his throat at the sight of his dead comrade. Who did this? His shaky voice rang. It's me? Oh no. I know this chakra. It's me. Mizuki, the former teacher, revealed himself. Naruto's fear was replaced by anger. You asshole! Why the hell are you here? Why kill Tombo? Remember what Irika said, he is a traitor. Mizuki chuckled, merely tying up loose ends. Naruto felt the fury inside of him. I have no idea why the Hokage didn't kill you in the first place, traitor. Because my seal prevents the Yamanaka from invading my mind. And the Hokage wanted information. That means he lasted through physical torture. Be careful of his strength now. Naruto nodded. Mizuki, I kicked your ass once and I'm going to do it again. I will kill you! Mizuki yelled. Naruto used the chakra transfer technique and created an arm of chakra, shooting it at his foe. Mizuki ducked under it. Earth release, underground movement. He sunk into the ground, leaving no trace. Naruto looked around the battleground for any sign of Mizuki. Behind you and to the left. Naruto turned and saw Mizuki launching his Fuma shuriken at him. The blonde swatted it away with an chakra arm. Naruto brought up his hands and made a seal, Kage Bunshin. 5 copies of the blonde appeared and rushed the traitor. Mizuki ducked under a flying kick and punched a clone in the stomach, making it disappear. Earth Dome, he called. Mizuki crouched and allowed the ground to cover him. The clones, not being able to attack, got around the dome at all angles, waiting for him to release the technique. A muffled voice yelled, Earth release, Earth Dome spears. Out of Mizuki's dome hundreds of spikes shot. The original Naruto created a shield of Ashura's chakra to protect him, and winced as the memories of his clones being impaled assaulted him. Naruto created a few more clones. The entire group of blondes rushed the traitor. Mizuki leaned away from a tackle and used a roundhouse kick against another. He turned around only to see a glowing fist smash into his face. Mizuki jumped back and wiped his mouth. You've learned some new tricks, huh? Naruto glared and didn't reply. The traitor went on, how about I teach you one last thing as your teacher? The reason nobody likes you. Mizuki chuckled at Naruto's surprised face. Ah shit. Ashura? Listen, and keep your mind open. Most of what he says will be lies, but your secret will be revealed. Ashura really sounded like he really wanted to be elsewhere right now. Huh? Naruto was desperately confused. Mizuki's smirk grew. 12 years ago the Kyuubi attacked the village. You learned that the fourth killed it but he didn't. The fourth defeated it by sealing it away into a newborn child. Naruto knew exactly where this was going. Ah shit. Mizuki caught that. So you understand that you are the Kyuubi. You are the reason the village was destroyed. You killed Irika's parents. You killed my parents. You killed our Hokage. Naruto gritted his teeth, unable to take the information. What? Kyuubi? Well, hello there. Naruto stumbled back. What the hell? The sudden deep voice scared the crap out of him. Well, the secret is out, maggot. The babbling idiot over there is only telling a half-truth. You are not, and will never be me. Way too weak. Ashura. Mizuki looked at his foe in confusion. Who the hell was Ashura? Naruto, concentrate. Ashura's voice was firm. Deal with the asshole, then we will talk. Naruto nodded rapidly. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. He took calming breaths. Mizuki started to laugh hysterically. And now you die, you demon. Mizuki rushed him. Then suddenly stopped, eyes widening. He fell over dead seconds later, kunai in his spine. Naruto saw the newcomer, Irika. The scarred teacher smiled slightly, and company, a few jonin and anbu. How are you? Naruto kept his composure as he wiped his pants, a little disgruntled at the new information. But physically fine. I was about to take Mizuki down with my shadow clone underneath him. The backup looked down a few feet in front of Mizuki's body to see a hand shove out of the dirt, and carbon copy of Naruto crawled out of the ground before disappearing. If Mizuki took a single step forward, the clone would have grabbed him, and no doubt Naruto would have finished him, however the blonde would have wanted it. Irika walked towards the boy. Did he tell you? Yeah. The blonde sounded hesitant. Are you alright? I knew about the seal for a while. It makes sense actually. Naruto was actually a bit overwhelmed, not about the Kyuubi being inside of him, it was that Ashura knew and never told him. I was going to tell you at a better time. Which was going to be soon. A jonin, who Naruto recognized as the Hokage's son, looked at Tombo's corpse. What happened to him? He caught Mizuki's accomplice named Mirror take the scroll. He managed to take it and run. We ran into each other, and went to hide the scroll. Mizuki killed him. Naruto's face tightened at his fallen comrade. An Anbu shook his head. Per man, he'll get a proper burial. The same Anbu looked to a small group of masked people. Shimon said he couldn't recognize the one who fought him. Bring his kunai with the blood to be analyzed. I want Gato questioned and the rest to fan out and find Miru. The group all nodded simultaneously, and jumped away. Irika looked at Mizuki's body distastefully. I'm glad he's dead. He looked back to the blonde. You want to see the Hokage, I guess? Yeah, that would be nice. You are taking this rather well, the Hokage observed as he smoked his pipe. Naruto shrugged. Freaking out won't help me. The best way to understand the situation is to look at it slowly. The Hokage nodded. Well, how are you understanding this situation? The Kyuubi was sealed into me as a newborn. I understand that, but I would like more details on why, and a little on how. The boy stared expectantly. The old man took a long drag. I will answer to the best of my abilities. Naruto caught a subtle undertone. The fox was sealed into me. I would think that no information would be classified. The Hokage sighed. Naruto, the Kyuubi incident is much bigger than you, much bigger than me. There were things at play there that not even I understand. Naruto looked the man in the eyes, keeping eye contact as he thought. Finally he shrugged again. Okay, tell me all you can. The Kyuubi needed to be sealed. The fourth was already tired by another circumstance, and wasn't at his full abilities. He had to use a last chance jutsu to defeat it. It was a sealing technique that summoned the death god to seal something, in this case the Kyuubi. Summoning the Shinigami, my god. I know that the Shinigami does not like to be trifled with. The Hokage continued. The Shinigami took the fourth soul, but sealed the Kyuubi into the vessel of the fourth's choice. Me. Yes. Why? Not a question, but a demand. The Hokage stayed silent for a while. And for even longer. Gigi? Naruto spoke slowly. He looked up and started at the Hokage portraits. I'm going with my heart for this one. He looked at the blonde. The Kyuubi has been in the village since its creation. Naruto felt his eyes widened. Inside the village walls. The tired old man nodded. Mito Uzumaki, the first Hokage's wife and relative to you, sealed the Kyuubi into herself, making her its first Jinchuriki, a person who has a tailed beast inside of them. She then transferred it down into another Uzumaki Jinchuriki. 12 years ago, on October 10th, something went wrong with her seal. The Kyuubi was released into the village and rampaged. How was it released? I heard that my clan was sealing masters before they died. Of course Naruto knew of his clan. Konoha actually had a day to remember Yuzu's destruction. I wish I knew, but only the fourth and the Jinchuriki knew what happened, and both of them died. Naruto slowly took a deep breath, absorbing the info. And how do I play into this? A child is the best choice to seal a tailed beast into. They adjusted to the beast's chakra easier. And the Uzumaki have strongest life force and body in the world. They could handle a beast for much longer than anyone else. I have blonde hair though. I thought all Uzumaki have red hair. Naruto had a small part of his mind that believed the name Uzumaki was just given to him. He didn't have any noticeable features that Uzumaki are said to have. You're half Uzumaki. You just got your non-Uzumaki parents' hair and eyes. Eyes? Naruto never asked about eyes. Well, obviously you got your eyes from one of your parents. It wasn't that big of a slip-up. Naruto continued his questioning. So I was the only Uzumaki in the village? With the Jinchuriki dead, yes. The only other person with Uzumaki blood I know of is my old student Tsunade, who left the village years prior to the attack. Plus you taught her when you were young, so she must be ancient. Naruto couldn't handle being so serious. It wasn't in his personality. Hiruzen couldn't resist a smirk. Are you satisfied? One more question. The Hokage's silence gestured him to speak. My parents, can you tell me? The old man shook his head. Soon, I promise. Your parents used to be big. Many will try to harm you if they find out. I can keep a secret. Only he would know. Who else would find out? There is more than that. I don't want you to chase after your parents' shadows. I want my successor to be a self-made man. Naruto sat in silence for a few minutes. I completely understand. I can wait. As Naruto left, Hiruzen said one more thing. I'll tell you one thing though. You have your mother's heart, and your father's mind, the best of both of them. Naruto smiled a little as he shut the Hokage's door. My mother's heart and my father's mind, I like that. Your parents must have been great people then. Naruto could see the sun start to rise over the horizon. He sighed and got back into his bed. His muscles refused to relax though. He stared at his ceiling. Hey Ashura. His voice was quiet. Yes? Can we talk about or with? Close your eyes. Naruto did and was instantly to sleep. Holy sage. Ashura gave him a look. What's wrong? It's huge. Naruto felt the sharp red eyes hone onto him. I am a Hiyu midget. Ashura shook his head. Guys try to be civilized, alright? No. Ashura sat down on top of the shallow water. Can we try to at least talk then? We are all sharing this body. Naruto gulped. Okay, a Kyuubi, I was wondering. He looked down and trailed off. Finish your sentence. Do not keep me waiting. How did you break out of your previous container? Naruto spoke the words quickly. The Kyuubi stared at him for a moment, before looking at Ashura, then back to the blonde. Ashura sighed. He knew what Kurama was going to say. You. Huh. You are the reason I broke out, my old host. I do not understand. Naruto was trying not to be intimidated by the giant fox in front of him. When a female Jinchuriki is about to give birth, her seal weakens immensely. With Mito Uzumaki there were helpers to tend to the seal, but Kushina Uzumaki's labor was much more intense, and the seal was released. Wait, so how am I involved in TH? Naruto's eyes widened. Oh. Utter despondency in his tone. Ashura looked at him in worry. You alright? Naruto stayed silent for minutes before he finally spoke. So why was there no one to tend to my mother's seal? Kurama looked at Ashura, who shrugged, and Uchiha, who claimed to be one of the village founders, Madara, put me under a powerful genjutsu and made me attack the village. He was the one who released me from your mother. Naruto's face was lowered in thought and sadness. He couldn't find any words. The blonde closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Okay, stay composed. He looked to both of his guests. The Uchiha all died though. And I doubt the infant Sasuke could do that. Whoever controlled me is not part of this village. Ashura eyed both of them. Kurama, you and Naruto both have a common enemy. It is better to team up. Naruto looked at Ashura confused. Kurama? His name. Ashura. I will not team up with the brat, and I will not allow him to say my name. Ashura sighed. So be it. Naruto looked mildly confused. Why can Ashura say your name? He is my brother. Probably the only brother I like. Naruto gave Ashura a look. I told you that my dad split the Shinju into 9 parts, Kurama is one of them. Naruto stared for a few moments. Well, that's interesting, I guess. He looked at his own reflection. I'm just going to wake up and cry now, alright. Fine. Sure. Shikamaru was awake at 0400 for once in his life. Why? His dad left suddenly at around midnight, and he had to know why. When Shikaku walked into his house, he noticed his son sitting there at the kitchen table, a cup of coffee by him. Shikaku just looked at his son, gesturing him to speak. The coffee is for you. He nodded gratefully and sat down next to his son, taking a sip of the coffee. What do you want? What happened? Mizuki, your old academy teacher, stole the scroll of seals and tried to leave the village. Shikaku trusted Shikamaru even with classified information. His son did inherit his mind. And Naruto just happened to stumble across it. Shikamaru frowned slightly. Was he hurt? No. He did learn a rather nasty secret. Shikamaru nodded. He told Naruto about the Kyuubi? Yup. How did he take it? Well, how did you take it when you found out? I was shocked. It did answer a lot of questions, however.